Good evening, friends, and welcome back to Orpheus.
Why did you roll like that?
Because the dog laid on the camera like 30 seconds before we started. There we go.
My eyes are up here, everyone. That was for Lydia.
That was just the camera getting fresh. Welcome back, everyone, to the first proper episode of Orpheus. Last episode was a bit of an episode 0, set up for the characters, set up for the world. But tonight, our characters will be going on their first mission for the Orpheus Group, LLC, as post-life consultants. Corey, thank you very much for the divine inspiration. Actually, what are we calling them in this one? I forget. I called something
extra
else
dice.
Yeah, whatever. It's still divine inspiration, I think. Whatever. There we go. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate that.
Divine inspiration.
Ooh, I like that. No. I like thinking outside the box.
Inspiration.
Now, we will start immediately after the moment. The camera opens. Imagine, if you will, a cold open. You're on the floor of the deck. Hand feels the splintered wood. Hasn't been stained in a couple of years. Haley is now standing over you. Your dead eyes feature cut out. Your body is pumping with adrenaline. The hair is standing up on the back of your neck and arms, and you're breathing heavily. And she's sort of like, What did you see? Puts a hand over her mouth.
I saw something you should never have to see twice.
Did you see him? Is he here? Is he here right now?
No, he's not.
We're gonna make a roll for that. Make a manipulation and subterfuge roll as you lie.
Are you a liar?
Alright, audio is coming through Tinny. That's good.
That's good.
I'm gonna go... Well, I don't know. I'm not sure I can fix it right now.
What's wrong with it?
Saying it sounded tinny.
Tinny, I got a single success.
Alright. She sort of looks at you, and a moment passes between you where you think she might know you're lying, but know that you are lying to maybe protect her, and so she seems to kind of roll with it. She kind of stares at you for a second, and it's like, oh my god. Alright, don't do that again. Don't do that. I can't bear the thought of him being here in this house. Just...
He's not here. No, he's... I think I will be able to eventually maybe speak to him, but... There was something.
I don't know. I don't think I'm ready for that.
Not now. Make sure the girls are in bed. I'll get to the lawn sometime this weekend.
She's like, thanks. Jesus, what kind of job you've taken. This is...
No, hopefully it can...
I don't know, that's a little twisted.
It might be, but anything I can do to help you guys, it'll be worth it. And it makes me feel better.
She's like, okay, alright. Well, thanks for coming by.
Of course. I'm a phone call away if you need me.
Yeah. Alright,
have a good one.
And I mean, she clearly looks like she's kind of looking around a little bit.
I think Tanner's pretty rattled.
Oh, yeah.
I think
you saw your friend's face. It was smashed up by the rocks that fell on him, and you felt him grab you. You felt hands grabbing your shirt, and then immediately the ability to see faded, and you kind of fell on the ground where previously weight was supporting you.
Shouldn't use powers outside of work.
And with that, we cut to the next morning. The three of you in the Orpheus lobby. I'm going to give you guys a second to talk amongst yourselves because I'm going to remove the de-esser and see if that fixes the tinniness of the audio. Y'all go ahead. This is what's happened. You've just gotten there.
Is it morning time?
It is morning. Yep, you have just got to work. Yeah, you got your morning coffee. It's 8:30, and you all are actually in Crucible Seven's conference room. You have your own kind of team room, and there's a fridge in there. There's comfortable couches, and you notice that Emily is not here.
Where's that nice girl?
She doesn't strike me as the type who is late for work.
Oh, fuck. My coffee's too hot. I told the barista to make it at 1:20. Sorry, what were you saying?
could just, brew it at home.
Why? I have money.
Well, it saves money.
I mean, what I was saying was Emily, the nice girl, doesn't seem the type to be late.
That's true.
So I'm assuming she's not coming in today.
Logically speaking, she probably ran into a hang-up closing out her previous job. I can't imagine that, no pun intended, severing ties with that would be easy.
Or maybe she violated the contract. Went home and told somebody. None of us would have done that, right?
Well, I've been given a crash course in NDAs and penalties and private ownership is, pretty significant.
Do you think they would kill us?
No.
No.
I don't think they would kill us. Not in the world.
Yeah, definitely not. That was so dumb.
I mean, ghosts exist. Somebody out there, at this point, you could, as your ghost, just tell somebody that you were murdered.
As you say that, you all hear bzz, bzz, bring! All of your phones at once seem to have received a text message.
Flips up a flip phone.
You look and it is Orpheus Payroll Management indicating that your signing bonus has just cleared and is in your bank account. And you see a $25,000 signing bonus.
Well,
Huh.
it's a lot of money.
That's why I don't get coffee at home.
Fair enough.
This is what I was given when I published my first book. And that took me 3 years of research and writing and revision to do. All I did was sign a couple pieces of paper here.
And showed up for a day.
And, put our lives on the line.
I've put my life on the line for far less in a yearly salary.
Yeah, but things are probably going to get kind of weird.
Oh, definitely gonna get weird.
I mean, we literally just found out we can talk to ghosts. That's pretty weird.
And be them.
Also
them.
true.
Lee, your phone starts buzzing again.
Text or ringing?
It is ringing. And you look and it is your ex-wife, Diana.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go take this.
You step out into the hall, and as you do, you see another person dressed jeans and a t-shirt, holding an ice pack to his face, and he kind of walks by you and kind of gives you a look, just walks past you.
I'll give that 1 second turn and then... Diana.
Lee, you started your new job. You're not normally an early bird. Did I catch you at work? And you can hear the sounds of driving. You can hear her car.
Oh, man. Yeah, you did. Second day. So,
Gotta make a good impression, huh? Hey, you still okay to take the kids this weekend?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
thus far, my schedule is open this weekend.
Yep, definitely.
Okay.
Thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. Still open. I mean, unless some emergency comes up, but I don't think it will.
Says, all right, well, Scott thinks your new job is cool, but Dawn's a little freaked out. She slept with all the lights on last night, so maybe don't talk about it.
Right. That makes sense. Hey, just while I have you here.
Yeah?
So I just got my signing bonus for this job. Needless to say, this job is paying more than probably 10 years of journalism will make up.
Well, congratulations, Lee.
Thanks, Di. In any case, the signing bonus in the first couple months, I'm putting it all in a fund for both of them. I know you've been putting money away, but I'd like to contribute. Would you rather me give that to you directly or right in there?
She says, no, that we can actually put it right into their 529 fund. That'd be great, thank you. They'll appreciate it.
All right, well,
So Friday after work?
Friday after work.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you then.
All right, have a good week.
Do you two have any further conversation
He
while
comes
he's out of the room?
back in, and I'm like, okay, what about Slayer?
I mean, they're all right.
Deftones.
That's a little bit more my speed.
Metallica. Manson's
Richmond-
first album.
That's all you hear on Richmond radio, though.
Not when you listen to NPR. Thank God.
Do you have your ham radio at home, too?
Nice.
I like it. That was good, young man.
As you finish that, the door kind of flings open quickly, and Prater is standing there in his perfect suit, buttoned at the top, holding a manila envelope, and he says, "Hey, just got a call from Emily. She's out today. Could be a couple days. Her aunt died up in Rhode Island or something, so hate to, have that happen on the first day, but she assured me it was nothing, to be alarmed about. They weren't expecting it, so we'll send her some flowers, and, kind of hits the folder on his hand. Let's see, Lisa's going to get with you guys, do a little bit more practice. Dr. Martinez said he's ready to put you under today, so we'll get you guys together, projecting, learn some of your abilities, and then I actually have a mission for you guys. I know it's a little early. We can start it tomorrow morning, start it this evening, whenever you'd like. Should be a cakewalk, pretty standard deal with family members type of thing. So I'll brief you on that later. Why don't you guys report to Lisa and you head down to Dr. Martinez. And, by the way, the chemicals used, the drugs, it's all proprietary, so Dr. Martinez asked me to just let you guys know that you're not going to get a tour of how the sausage is made. But anyways, let me know if you need anything. You guys have my cell?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, we'll reconnect after lunch. How about that?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
All right, sounds good. He turns and closes the door and kind of looks both ways. Hear his heels clacking on the marble floor.
That's an interesting cat.
Guys asking about the drugs?
I don't think I was. Wasn't the nice one? What's her name again?
I think, were
Lillian?
we at meditation at that point?
Yeah, you were at meditation at that point, but Emily definitely was asking about it.
I think she was like worried about it. Maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't care what they pump into me.
Yep. Well, that's
It's an attitude to have.
makes sense though. That's a response that says don't ask any more questions.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think they're paying us to ask any questions.
Well, not to the company.
Yeah. Good point. Fucking smart ass.
Oh, Zombie Night, thank you, my dude. That is 2 more Afterworld inspirations.
Thank you, zombie. Maybe we'll see you in the world of the dead.
Oh, Mitch is a character in here.
Because you're a zombie.
Yeah. Oh, right, the other dead. All right, you two head to the meditation room. You head down to this cryo chamber.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Oh man, she's really full of bad 80s references.
That's a firecracker if I've ever seen one.
You follow along the hallway, and you get down into the cryo chamber, and you see Dr. Martinez and 2 assistants with him. The assistants are in that, clean room gear. They've got, the things over their hair, and they've got the, ventilators. It's not full hazmat, but it's definitely,
The
clean
step
room.
down.
It's like that scene in E.T.
Yeah, basically. They're in, they've got the little booties on their feet, covering their boots,
Their shoes, yeah.
And he's just like, hey, we're all prepped for you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, right this way. And you walk, and you see a technician type on a keyboard, and you hear, and these sort of 2 cross sections open up, and it's just this cylindrical, little, maybe 4-foot wide tube, and you can see 2 IVs hanging down and a thing that goes in your mouth. And the technicians kind of help you, and they're like, there's no reason to get undressed or anything. It's all okay. You just get right in. You comfortable?
Yeah.
Say, all right, this is going to pinch a bit. You hear one kind of, you feel a sting as something enters your vein. The other technician says, this is just some oxygen. It's going to help you fall asleep faster, okay?
Oh, I'm used to this. I can do it.
Dr. Martinez, it seemed like, kind of turns to the side. Like, all right, we're going to close it down now, and in just a couple seconds, you'll be out of your body. All right. Let us know if you have any questions. Otherwise, you can proceed. It's slightly opaque glass that closes around you, and as it closes, all you can hear is your own breathings. Heavy in your ears, and you see a black liquid in through the 2 IVs. Slightly stings a little as it enters your vein. Breathing gets slower.
I'd be like, rock and roll, baby.
And your vision starts to get black. You close your eyes, and it feels like you're falling backwards into water. At the moment you feel the splash, you open your eyes and sit up and look down and realize part of your spirit form is lifting up out of your body, and you can look back and just see your body peacefully hear the ventilator. Oh, that's 2 more. Thanks, Cranial Dad. Appreciate you, my dear. And you step up, and you now see another person in the room who wasn't previously there. A spirit, a young woman, and you can tell that she's dressed. She looks like she's in college. She even has a backpack on, the clearly spirit form. She's like, "Hey, I'm Amanda. I'm here to help you out. I'm going to reconnect you with your crucible. There should be up in the meditation chamber. Everything okay? You feel okay?"
Yeah, everything feels great.
And you look down, and what do you think you look like right now?
Exactly the same, because I think I am the most perfect thing in the world.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. She looks at that, she's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Congratulations."
Congrats on your self-confidence.
And you are able to kind of step out of the cryo tube, and you can feel yourself passing through it, and it's almost like it's a wall of mist, except you kind of have to push against it, and then you kind of are able to just push past it. And as you step back, almost out of the corner of your eye, if you focus on it, you lose it, you can see a silver cord leading from your back to the navel on your body. She's like, "All right, we'll right this way." We're going to cut to you both right now. And you come in and you see Lisa there. And she's like, "Hey, how you guys doing? You ready?"
I shaved this morning, by the way. I don't typically, but Lisa made an impression on me.
Oh!
Perfect.
Oh.
Perfect. Looking for the next...
We looked in the mirror. I was like, "Man, maybe don't look like a fucking slob, Blee." I'm not acting any other way.
Yeah, no,
Just,
I got you.
You know.
I got you. Yeah, you're looking extra nice. Wore your cleanest shirt, your jeans.
Tanner still looks pretty scruffy.
And I think you had a little trouble sleeping last night, Tanner.
Yep.
And she sort of puts a hand on you. She's like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?"
Yeah. Everything's all right. Yeah, just thinking about a lot of things lately.
Make a manipulation and subterfuge roll.
Still 2 dice.
Yep.
Still 2 dice.
I'm gonna
Oh
spend-
yeah, spin them up. Gives you 3 dice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do good. She's like, "Okay. Well, if you guys are ready, we're gonna reconnect you with your other Crucible mates, and we're gonna practice some of your capabilities. And then I heard Prater said he has a mission for you. I normally don't let him put new Crucibles on anything for at least a couple of weeks, but he says it's a run-of-the-mill one, and frankly, business is booming right now, so a little bit of a sink-or-swim situation, I guess. You'll be just fine."
Well, with your help.
Am I with them yet?
Not yet. This is sort of happening simultaneously. Go ahead and make a charisma. I forget what the other...
Dude.
Help me out here.
I got charisma and... I mean, I don't have anything on expression, but, I mean, I don't know if...
You know what? I think it's going to be charisma and empathy. Trying to get on the same wavelength. Roll charisma and empathy.
Just charisma is all I got.
All right.
1 success.
All right.
I mean, I'm not trying to...
Yeah, I got you. I know. She lingers on it just for just a quick hesitation. She's like, "Okay, well, if you all close your eyes, we'll go through the process again. Remember, focus on your breathing, okay? And each of you can roll meditation plus
Stamina, is that what you said?
yeah, stamina and meditation. Yep. And don't forget, 10s explode, 1s cancel.
I got just 1 success.
And 1s do cancel 10s first, by the way. Ooh, oh man.
What a fucking meditation there,
Wow.
bud.
All right, well, you got what, 4? 5 is the cap. You blew past it, didn't you? All right, you sit down and you're like, and leave your body. Like, literally, it's like snapping. And even she's like, wow, that was impressive. You hear that and kind of open an eye, and she's like, shh, shh, shh.
Yeah. I got one success.
Takes you about the full minute. About a minute of breathing, and at first you're a little stressed out, and you're like, oh my god, why is this not? And she's like, it's okay, just control your breathing. She kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. It's like, it's okay. And then finally you step out, look out, tap your chest, and you feel your trusty notepad. There's a pencil there.
You know, I'm going to try to take a note real quick. Like a ghost note.
You can. And in fact, I'll just tell you right now, as you write, you kind of flip, and it never runs out of paper. And navigating it is easy. It's like it's indexed in your brain.
Huh. Well, come in handy. Mine's not what it was.
Well,
Notes. Always keep them diligently.
I don't think I've written a note in my life.
Oh. That's pretty foreign to me, young man.
And as you say that, you see a young, college-age looking ghost walking with... What's your character's name again? Rhiannon. Yeah, I knew that. And you come walking in, and you also, again, push through the wall, and it's just a slightly surreal feeling. You see the college girl, like, she walks through the door, and then you see a hand, and then her face push through the wall into the meditation chamber. And Amanda's like, okay, well, Lisa's going to take you all to the one of the gymnasiums, and you're gonna practice your skills. So, good luck. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks.
She turns and leaves. And Lisa's like, well, looks like everything went okay.
Yeah.
She says, all right, great. Well, let's go practice our skills. And she looks at there's a kind of an aide there. And she's just like, you okay to watch things? Much younger woman, maybe like 19 or 20, looks almost like an assistant. She's like, I got it, Lisa, no problem. And you can see that she's kind of crouching down and looking at one of the other projectors. Lisa leads you all into a small gymnasium, and there are all kinds of strange things here. There's like a circle that's been taped off with lots of small objects around it, and then it's got a couple of almost dartboard-looking things. They're sort of like raised with some boxes that look like they're full of material, and then it's like a dartboard. Almost like an archery range. Imagine like an archery range. You see toys, electronic toys all over the place. You also see what looks like a college intern who sort of, looks up, and you can see Lisa kind of looks at him and kind of nods, and he's like, okay, yeah, I'm ready. And it's just kind of a large room. And you see some other people practicing. In fact, you look over and you see this one projector, and he kind of closes his eyes, and it reaches his hand out, and you can see these silver tendrils like shoot out from his hands and connect all these small objects, and he raises them up, and they start lifting, and then he kind of twirls his hand, and they start spinning around his head. And you can see that in the real world, whereas his ghost is only in the spirit world. And with your capabilities, you can kind of tell what things are visible where. It's almost like things are slightly milky or through like a blue lens or something when they're in the spirit world only.
You know, up until this point, I hadn't really thought about the movie Poltergeist. I saw it when I was 8, and it was terrifying.
She says, well, we do name the capabilities. Everyone seems to gravitate towards one of a number of sort of Western tropes in folklore and ghost stories. And I believe you're a poltergeist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, you can play as soon as he's done and figure it out and get to know your new capabilities. I'll help you through that.
Did we figure out what we were last time?
Maybe not. I can't remember.
All right, but I'm fine.
No, I think you did, because you did a psychological profiling, and they sort of assigned a label to you.
I got it.
Yeah. Yep. And she's like, but we're gonna go ahead and start with you, Tanner. Okay?
Oh,
All right. This is gonna be strange. You see that toy car over there?
yeah.
I want you to go up and touch it and try to connect with it.
All right. Yeah, I can do that.
She's like, I'm going to help you. And you put your hand on the car and don't really feel anything. And then she's like, Lee, come here. Hold my hand. Rhiannon, hold Lee's hand. Two of you hold hands, and they're spectral hands, so they feel no warmth. But you can feel it. They do connect, but it's almost like the feeling is just different. There's no
Like when your
human
hand's
warmth.
really numb?
Basically, yeah, more or less. It's like you know you're connected. She touches, and then you feel a hand on her shoulder, or on your shoulder, and you're sort of feeling the car. And she's like, "Just concentrate." And Lee, all of a sudden, you have a vision inside a nightclub, and you hear fear and fire, and it passes as quickly as that. You immediately know Lee. You see a moment of him in his office, struggling to come up with words, pushing a typewriter away, much younger. You see this woman, Lisa, having a horrible car accident as she's trying to crawl away through broken glass. And then you see a moment of Tanner, and all of you are sharing these visions, and they're brief. They're just like a flash, an insight. And you see Tanner looking to his friend and seeing rocks falling. And in that moment, the vision's clear, as quick as they came, and you suddenly feel the insides of that car. Feel like you can control it. Feel like it's an extension of yourself.
Why does it feel like the car is just as much a person as Lee or Rhiannon?
She says, try to control it, now that you feel it. Go ahead, try out your horror, my dude.
All
As a
right.
haunter, my man can inhabit physical things.
So I think he'd try and reach farther into the car, but almost just dive into it.
Cool, because you totally inhabit it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right, go ahead and look at the system. Let's roll it.
all I do is spend a willpower.
Just hop in the car.
Top down.
So I spend 0 vitality for something the size of a cell phone or pistol. So I'm
It's a little
assuming.
bigger than that.
Okay, so
A little.
1 for a microwave
Yep,
or
spend
computer.
1, and that is vitality.
Yep, and then spending 1 willpower for a scene, possessed object becomes my body.
Cool,
So,
and do you not have to roll anything?
each turn the object receives damage, I lose 1 point of vitality. You can do anything the device normally does, substituting your own traits. More spectacular effects are achieved by rolling stamina and crafts. So.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right. You all see, and your hands sort of break apart, and the two of you instinctively look at each other and can see that moment for each other. And I will say this out of character. Every time you share vitality, the bonds between you become very strong. So I will leave that to you guys to roleplay, but that is a physical byproduct of sharing vitality. In the long run, that will really matter. Your crucible will become extremely tight. So right now, in that moment, you understand each other in a way that you've maybe never been able to understand someone else because you actually experience their memory. But it passes quickly. You all see Tanner sort of into this car. And the little lights come on. Yeah, it's got a little tiny RC like bam, bam, and Lisa picks up the control and turns it around to just show that there's no batteries in it. And all of a sudden my man starts driving the car around.
I think it almost looks like kind of RC from Toy Story, where he's just like scooting around, kind of figuring out exactly how to be a car, because to him he's kind of like,
Yeah.
I guess this is like.
It's kind of like. Oh, but your physical body is this RC car right now. And in that time, go ahead and make the roll to do something spectacular.
All right.
And you tell me what. And Lisa's like, that's good, Tanner. Now push it. What else can you do?
Stamina plus craft. So I think Tanner, after sharing all those memories with everybody from sharing vitality, is going to try and figure out a way to communicate as a car and start zipping around in letters, hitting the brakes to space between each letter. And it'll actually be just TY. Thank you. So
Wow, that is. I mean, you got 5. 5 is the maximum. You all see this car suddenly start skidding and sparks. and the sparks suspend in mid-burn, almost like they're wrapped in this strange ectoplasmic gossamer, and my man spells T, and then it stops, and a Y, and the sparks sort of burn there for a second before they fade into mist. And Lisa's like, that was excellent, Tanner. Thank you.
How do I get out?
She's like, oh, just think about it. Just focus. And it's as easy as... You all sort of see him back to himself, and the little lights go out in the RC car.
Man. I wonder if Michael Bay needs a new actor for Transformers. That was pretty cool.
You indeed were a transformer.
That was surreal. And I tried to leave you all a message. Were you able to?
Yeah, it was thank you, right?
Yes.
I thought it was Beanie Babies.
She's like, I have a huge collection of those. But,
Do you have the Princess Di?
I've been trying to find a way to share
yes, I do.
my thoughts
Got
about
it on
why
eBay.
I'm here, and I haven't, but just mentally sharing them with you guys made me feel a little bit better. I haven't been able to process that quite yet.
I felt that loss and that fear for a moment. I think you have a great amount of grit to be able to move through it.
Grit, maybe. There's also a lot of guilt.
She's like, this is good. You should keep working through this. The four of you will wind up becoming extremely close. It's okay to spend time together outside of work. It'll only make you better at your job. But we'll go ahead and move on. That was excellent. Great job,
that was cool.
Tanner. Who wants to go next?
I will.
She's like, all right, great. So, we're going to walk over into this circle, see all these little knickknacks, just dollar store stuff, so don't worry about it if you break it up. It doesn't matter. She's like, all right, yours is a little different. You're going to have to dig deep, find something that makes you angry, hold on to it. Channel that anger into those objects. You can do it. I believe in you. She puts a hand on your shoulder. It's like... You all hold hands. She thinks for a second, and again, shared memories. They come to the surface. You see the day that Lee and Diana decided to divorce. It wasn't in anger, it wasn't a flip out, but it was simultaneously extremely disappointing and a huge relief. And the two of them share a moment together and sign the paper. You all feel that. You see the day that Tanner got hired to be a wilderness guide. And he was so excited because that's a strange job and there's not many of them. And you are bouncing off the walls. You see him sharing a beer with his best friend, who you just saw die in a rock slide. And you see Rhiannon petting her tiny cat at home, a little kitten, pouring and channeling all of her love into that small creature. And in that moment, you reach out and you start to feel almost something extending from your hand, searching for something to grab onto in those small objects. If you would, let's go ahead and do your horror.
How do I roll it?
Well, let's see. Everyone's
Just
is
a
different. So
spin.
yours is you spend vitality. Got a 30-yard range. At 0 vitality, it's 1 die of strength and dex. So it's kind of like someone weak picking it up. So you can just spend 0 vitality. You reach out and you connect to 6 or 7 of these little dollar store knickknacks, and you start to feel them. And it's almost like you can puppet master them. You lift your hand up, open your eyes. Everyone's now no longer holding hands, stepping back, and you just see these objects lifting up in the air.
Can I move them into like a shape?
Yeah, but you're going to have to roll for it. And I don't remember what it is. Everyone's is different. Go ahead and roll dex and crafts. Dex and melee is the way you attack with this, but we're going to roll dex
How do I
and
do
crafts.
As many
just
dice
roll
as you
all
have
these?
blips.
Well, look at your blips. So dex is 2, and crafts is 2. So you're rolling 4 dice. And one's cancel, highest dice first. You got 1 success. So you sort of lift them up, and they kind of come together. And what shape are you trying to form?
An upside down cross.
All right, sweet. They kind of do. You know, you've got 6 of them. And it's a little shaky. It's a little hard to tell, but at the right angle, they can see it. And then she's like, now channel that anger and fling those into that target.
I'm thinking about my ex telling me that he was allergic to my cat and I should just get rid of it.
Nice. I love it. Go ahead and roll Dex and Melee. Now here's a system thing for you guys. If you ever really want to succeed on something, you can spend a willpower point to get an automatic success added.
So
But they come back slow.
Yeah.
Dex
Willpower
and
comes back
melee?
slow. Dex and Melee.
So that's just 2 then.
Yeah, you're probably going to run up that Melee. But that's a 10. That's an exploder. So you re-roll 10s.
Reroll.
So that's one success. And another 10, so that's 2 successes. And an 8, so 3 successes off of that. So you're sort of, it's a little shaky at first, and then your eyes focus and narrow in on the target, and you sort of sling them, and you can feel these gossamer threads. They're not really visible, except in sort of a strange shimmer, and you kind of fling them behind your head, and you feel them all start spinning around you, and suddenly, and they just, they tear up the target. Don't really hit the bullseye necessarily, but they definitely slam into it with force. And you can see whatever stuffing is inside to keep objects from punching through the other side sort of comes out and it's sort of floating on the air. And Lisa's like, that was excellent. Nice work.
That was terrifying, but awesome.
It looked awesome.
Were you trying to make a sword?
Make my latte the right temperature next time. Just kidding. I'm just joking.
She's like, no, it's good. Hold on to that rage. It's what fuels it. Just channel it constructively.
I honestly hope that wasn't all due to the temperature of your coffee this morning.
Yeah, that's how pissed you get over coffee temperature. You're my new best friend because I'm not going to make you mad.
Okay, Lee, are you ready? She's like, Spencer! And this college kid's like, uh-huh. Yeah. He comes over. And she's like, all right.
All right.
See if you can influence him. I can tell you're charismatic already. See if you can empower that. Everyone else, you might want to close your eyes, but let's hold hands again.
I'll close my eyes.
All right. One more time. Shared memory burns through all of you. Your memory is a wonderful, pleasant dinner with James and Paulo out on their deck, middle of spring, perfect weather, and you're having a wonderful time. And you all feel a side of Rhiannon you haven't maybe necessarily seen yet. She's content and happy and enjoying the sunshine. Speaking of enjoying sunshine, almost like it's the same memory that leads to another one, almost like they're connected. You see my man standing on the top of some mountain, maybe Sharp Top. He's standing with a walking stick, feeling the sun. Looks up, you can see a nice blue sky with big puffy clouds and looking out among a wooded valley. And finally, you see Lee in a hospital setting, and he is holding a small baby girl, and his heart is just bursting with joy.
Can I also add to that that I think the birth of both of his kids are the most afraid that he's been. Like, including when he got, like, blown up. Like, I actually don't think he was as
Fair
afraid
enough.
at that
as
having it. Joy and fear. I mean,
Sure.
wrapped up. Like, very powerful.
I can relate. And then in that moment, it's gone, and this college kid is looking at you like, okay, but don't fuck me up. You stick a hand up, and you can feel a heat, a warmth start radiating from your hand. And Lisa's got her eyes closed, and she's like, okay, do it. Go ahead, let's do the system. Tell me how you do it.
Honestly, this is pretty straightforward. So, I mean, the more I spend any non-threatening social role I can do, but the big one I can make him follow. So I'll do that one.
Do it up.
So I'll spend... Sorry. I mean, I'll go ahead and spend... I'll spend 3 just to get it there. 3 vitality.
Cool.
I will walk across...
You don't have to spin it right now because you all are chaining vitality. Really, Lisa's kind of feeding it to you right now. That's why you're having those shared memories.
All right, then I'll step it up. Like, I'll kind of go through the vitality as if... so...
And real quick, on that note, mechanic thing, all of you feel him channeling your vitality. That is something you can do in the game. You can lend your horror's benefit to someone else by being near them, and you can give each other vitality. If one of you gets wrecked and you've got 10 vitality and your boy has 2, you can touch him and just transfer vitality, and every time you do, it's just this strangely intimate moment.
All right. I'm also picturing Sweet Spencer that played D&D with us.
Yeah, me too.
And as I kind of reach my hand up, the light will emanate and take a step closer.
He stares at you for a second, doesn't even hesitate, takes a step forward. Lisa's like, you all can look now.
I'll continue to wind my way, like, into the archer range, where it's just getting more and more difficult.
Yeah.
And I'll be like...
He's following you. Like, you all see that he's almost leaning into him, just anticipating his move, taking every step.
I'll be like, hey, Tanner, try to stop him. Physically.
All right. You put a hand on him. Go ahead.
And I think it'll start to get weakened. I'll dump all 5 in to have him, just push past Tanner.
All right. He starts just fighting against you, and he's like, kind of tries to sidestep you, and it's just his eyes won't leave Lee. He's just staring at him like, what are you doing to him?
I'll just end the effect.
All right. He's like, he sees you like with your hands on him. He's like, sorry, man.
You're fine.
Lisa, $13 an hour isn't worth this. He kind of walks off towards some bleachers on the far side. Lisa's like, great job, everyone. And there's additional abilities that you can figure out as you continue playing with these. Stretch yourselves. Try. Push this. Do it at all times. It's like any skill, it takes practice. Yours is harder to practice, but let me know anytime. I'm willing as long as there's someone around.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
So yours is easy. Go grab a box of toys from the attic. Play with it.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
Around nobody, especially kids. If they see a walking teddy bear going around, that's gonna freak them out. I got kids. They would lose their mind on that.
They do, and they would. Be careful. Yours, you can really hurt somebody.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
Should be fine.
You say that we can unlock more beyond this.
Yeah. She's like, I wish I could give you more details. Most people, they only get to these 4 or 5 similar capabilities within their early days. But we've seen some additional capabilities start to sort of develop within individuals.
These powers, as they are pretty significant.
She's like, they are. And I will say that you all possess already a capability far beyond many of the ghosts you'll run into out there. They just don't know their own power. You all have the foresight of knowing exactly what you are.
Are we benefited as well that we're also part of the living? We live in the quick just as much as here?
Oh, the quick and the dead, I love it. You're already picking up the lingo. Sounds like you've been at the cafeteria. You're right. That is where your strength comes from. You have a living body right now that tethers you to this world.
Like an anchor. A home base.
Like a battery.
Like a battery. That's a good analogy. Mm-hmm.
That's better.
But like an anchor holding you in the living, sure.
Gotcha. Huh. The quick. What, is that just here?
The quick and the dead.
It's an old term.
Cowboys, I think.
Well, partly there. It also goes back to Middle English as well. Doesn't matter. There's a good Western you might want to watch on it.
All right.
I think you all have done enough today. Why don't you all go grab lunch somewhere? Tyler said he'd brief you a little later this afternoon. Get to know each other a little further, and, well, I guess you'll go on your first mission. Just be careful out there.
Do we need to go grab lunch as well?
Yes, here's where you will find a little bit of the complexity in your current situations. The 2 of you will need to return to your body. You have to burn 1 vitality per hour that you're outside of your body. You can't go back to your body. It takes 5 hours. You're under until next Wednesday. A week. It's Wednesday right now. Mm-hmm. And you will have to spend vitality to manifest if you want to go eat lunch. Or you can just show up as a ghost with them and follow them. Or do whatever you want to do.
Because we can dead eyes it and we'll know exactly.
Yeah, you can dead eyes and see her, no problem. You just flip it on.
Well, back to the meditation room, I guess. And then
we don't want to burn out those batteries.
Well, that analogy certainly makes sense. Very logical. Now that you explained it quick, I guess I'll have to watch some spaghettis. But
It's 90s, so
yeah, well,
it's not even Sharon Stone's in.
It's a decent one. All right, you two return to your bodies. There are more projectors in here now. You see a couple of them having kind of a quiet conversation, and it sounds very official. They're like, I mean, we went there, it was domestic. Hey, guys.
it's gone.
Kind of turn back to each other, and they're just talking about some case. Sounds very technical, kind of very official. Almost sounds like detectives talking.
Seems like we're still the odd ones out.
Maybe. I'll stop a sec. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Sure.
Overheard. Sounds like you are proficient in what you're doing. I think we're gonna go on a mission later today. First one. Any
like,
tips?
It's a man. He's extremely tall, dark hair, kind of gaunt, and a woman beside him has like a very red face. Like just looks very jovial. Like
Right.
just her face seems to be stuck in a smile, and not a forced one. Like she just looks super happy. And he's like, "Hey, Ted, Jill." She's like, "Hey, nice to meet you.
Tanner.
Leon. Lee.
Are you with them in spirit form?" Mm-hmm. And his eyes sort of like they flash blue almost for a second. And he's like, "Ted, Rhiannon, nice to meet you. You guys are Crucible 7?
7.
Yeah.
Is there one more?"
Family emergency.
Ah,
Supposedly.
think you got cold feet.
I don't think so.
He kind of looks around. He's like, "Well, sure, yeah. What do you want to know?"
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what I want to know. Anything you wish you'd known before your first time.
They both share a look. And he's like, "You guys have lunch plans?"
I mean, we're about to go to lunch now.
He's like, "All right, we'll join you."
All right.
Okay.
Can I speak when I'm in?
Absolutely,
my-
100%. You can interact, no problem. As long as they have dead eyes, they can see you. If it's a person who does not have the capability of projecting, they will have no idea you're there.
But they
Vocal or
can't
otherwise.
hear me either.
No, so like,
You'd have to
Oh, because they can't tap into.
yeah, you have to manifest to make yourself visible to the living. And you see
And
there's
heard.
different levels of manifestation. Like your lowest manifest is like real creepy. Like I think you appear in mirrors or something. Everyone has a different manifest. You'll have to read through it. But anyways, yeah, they can totally see you. So you guys have a preference? I guess you're not too hungry, huh, Rhiannon?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably can't eat a ghost burger.
They kind of snicker a little.
yeah, well,
You guys are green. Let's go. Let's
right.
go. Indian? You guys okay with Indian?
yeah, sure.
Hey, my car only seats 4, but you can just kind of fade into one of their laps or something. No problem.
Sounds good.
And out you go. He has, I don't know, some sporty Porsche. I don't know the breeds of cars. I don't know the species very well, so.
Probably BMW would fit 4. I don't even know if a Porsche fits more than 2.
A
Yeah.
Porsche Cayenne is an SUV.
There
It
you
can
go.
fit 4.
It's a little tight, but you can just sort of, you're like half phasing into each other. Like their legs are sort of half into your legs. You're just kind of sitting there since you're in spectral form. And he kind of peels out of the parking lot, you know. And as you guys are driving, he's just like, "So, said you have a mission today?"
Later today.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fast. We're Crucible 4. We trained for probably 2 weeks. Guess they're getting a little desperate to, well, the pipeline's healthy, I'll say that. Get a couple of successes, and suddenly everybody wants to talk to their dead relatives.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Any idea what we charge?
He's like, "Oh, yeah. Anywhere between $500 and $750 an hour per consultant."
That's a hefty hit.
Do the math backwards. You know your salary.
Hey, sorry, but can you change the station?
He's like, yeah, I'll just turn it off. Turns off his Yanni.
Yanni.
And as you all are driving, you notice Jill looking out the window, and you see this strip mall that's sort of, it's in the midst of being revitalized, I'll say that. There's a couple of clearly vacant stores, and there's like a Panera or something. Like they're trying to revitalize it. You see one of those strip mall churches, and you see a line of people at the door, and a big, cheap-looking sign that is 2 hands holding a realistic-looking, but not grotesque, heart. And you can see Church of the Sacred Mother over the top. And as she stares at it, it catches your attention slightly as well. You know that whatever this is, whatever this chain of churches is, they're cropping up everywhere. And they're cropping up in crappy places. They're cropping up in Halloween stores that are rented for 2 months out of the year. They're cropping up in old strip malls. But you are now seeing it everywhere. You occasionally see the bumper stickers on people's cars. It's just this thing that you haven't really thought about all that much, but Jill's attention to it is suddenly, that's odd.
Is it something like we'd see this same church multiple places in Richmond?
Like a chain, basically, yeah.
Ugh.
Imagine I don't know, there are other
Like
ones.
Best Buys in multiple places.
Absolutely right. Yep.
These, not saying her name, but clearly directing, my speech to her, to
Yep.
Jill. These things are popping up all over the place.
Her eyes dart to yours in the rearview mirror. She kind of locks eyes with you. She says, "Yeah, it's strange. PLEs like to hang out there. And as you all look with dead eyes, the line that you saw is about half ghosts." She's like, I have no idea. They seem to be non-denominational. I don't even think it's Judeo-Christian, even though it sort of has some vaguely Virgin Mary symbolism or something. But I don't know. I just think it's strange is all. They're everywhere and they're crowded.
I mean, I suppose it seems even if you get to the next level, if you haven't seen God yet, you're still looking.
Yeah, I guess people go there, lost, think this is purgatory. I don't know. It's just food for thought. Kind of strange. And Ted's like, "So, Prater, that guy's an asshole, huh?" "I am thankful as shit that he's not my boss. Or Crucible 4, if I didn't say already.
Yeah.
He's got all the odds.
He's got the odds."
Who runs the events?
That would be Melanie. Melanie Joran.
Melanie Yoren.
Damn it, Sean.
Melanie's fine. I
Yeah,
mean, if
he
that's
just
how they
says-
refer.
Yeah, it just says Melanie.
I'm like, my God, don't know her yet.
I haven't.
Let me just pull up my baby names that I normally have up.
Prater's not.
There we go.
I don't know. He's a little uppity, but
not only have I seen him, probably at one time I was him. Young, hungry, think you know everything, but you don't know even a quarter of it. How old are Ted and Jill?
I was gonna say they're about your age. They're mid-40s. They look like they've had careers outside of this, and both seem pretty sharp and charismatic. But yeah, Ted's kind of like, yeah. How he landed that job, I'll wonder about for a long time. But anyways, Melanie's a professional. She never. I can see it. I can see the way she responds to him, but whatever. She's good. Anyways, I'm real sorry that he's your boss. Hopefully he either gets promoted out of that position or, I don't know. Hey, it's not for me to say, right? It's not for me to say. He's a director, and yeah.
Hey, more insight's always a good thing, even if it's not in our favor.
Sure. He pulls up to some little cafe out in the West End, far West End. It's like, "This all right?" They got a little bit of everything.
works for me. Should be pretty nice.
All right. So some ins and outs. You guys pull in, grab a booth. It's like, there's no easy way to say this, but it's a hell of a lot more dangerous than I let you believe. Did you get the spiel about how they're confused?
Oh yeah, but we saw marks appear within seconds.
Oh yeah.
Bruises that would have taken days.
Yeah. You'll wind up getting the shit kicked out of you. I'm not gonna lie to you. But hey, it's good paying work. People need it. I mean, those spooks out there are They're lost, they're confused. We've helped a hell of a lot of them. But we've also had to deal with some of the situations in other ways. Officially, they call it a fumigation. There's a little bit of that, too.
Well, I guess you can't help everybody.
Yeah, some of them are just so far gone.
So you're helping them move on one way or another. The easy way or the hard way.
That's the way I look at it.
That's a pill to swallow, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather tell you now than you find out later.
No, that's why we asked. I mean,
There's something else, too, though. It's like, some of them, I've seen some that don't even look human. Joe's like, I don't know about that. And he's like, no, I did. I know you weren't there.
Like what?
yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Like a nightmare.
Not even animal-like.
Humanoid.
Like, they were butchered or something? Like, they don't...
You know who H.R. Giger is?
Yeah, made the alien.
Yeah. Imagine his art, but full of hate coming after you.
I'd rather not.
I mean, it looks like that already.
Yeah.
You're saying it's...
Joel's like, hey, Ted. He's like, yeah, no, you're right. Mostly, job is good. It's good stuff. All I'm saying is, be careful out there. In some cases, maybe it's better off not knowing sometimes. I'll tell you what, my first couple days, I'd go home, I'd turn on Dead Eyes. You know what I found? I found some woman in my attic. And she was eating candles.
She was eating candles?
His voice gets a little shaky. He's like, I don't know who she was, but she was 6 feet above my sleeping kids, and she was eating candles.
I'm assuming she's not still there.
You're damn right she's not there anymore.
Like actual candles?
I had a box of candles up there.
I didn't even think about that. I was thinking this was just some spectral candle. She was physically eating your candles.
She manifested herself. This was after my kids had complained of footsteps up in the attic a couple times. I told them it was probably just the wind.
I'm probably pushing my plate away.
Eat up, boys.
Yeah. No. But hey, you know, that's the job, right? All I'm saying is be careful where you go looking.
What about you, Jill?
She's like, yeah, I haven't had anything quite like that happen, but, you know, we've been together since day one, so we've been through pretty much the same stuff. She's like, hey, I like it most of the time, I really do. And before Orpheus, I was scared of every scary movie. I'm not anymore. Because they're not real. This is.
That's
I love her.
one way of looking at it. We live the scary movies now.
But we're powerful.
Right. These
We're
powers,
strong.
even we just trained with them. I mean, they are significant.
She's like, yeah. And there ain't many that have these same powers. So, some stuff might look scary, but it's nothing we can't deal with.
So, did the company care when the lady eating candles didn't exist anymore?
Oh, the company? I didn't tell them about that.
I didn't think so.
Everybody make a perception plus empathy roll. That is a botch. You are, whatever meal, actually you're Did you manifest to eat, or are you just chilling in ghost form?
I'm chilling in ghost
All right,
form.
you're just looking at people, and you're kind of, just getting a little distracted. How'd you guys do?
-1.
It's anything. It's a 7 or better.
6 is the default.
A 6 or better.
6 is the default.
I got
is
3
better.
successes.
All right. She's clearly, looking around, maybe just processing what you're hearing.
Are you moving spoons?
No, I think I'm leaned over the booth, they're here's
the peeping
us,
kid,
and then I'm just with my head between the other two people,
Yeah, nice. And they have no idea you're there. You, though, you see Ted fidgeting with his wedding ring when Jill talks. And they sort of share glances with each other. And they seem a little more intimate than coworkers.
I'll press it. What do you think? I think subtly. Ted, you said you have kids.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're still together with your wife. You got, the whole thing at home? Or is it?
He clearly kind of... Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right.
I've been divorced for years, but I don't know. I suppose I was curious on the look at the family life. My ex tells me my oldest thinks it's pretty cool. My youngest sleeps with the lights on now, and I've only been doing this for 2 days.
It's when Dad interacts with ghosts and puts his life on the line, yeah, there's a change there.
Yeah. Yeah. God knows I wasn't around enough, so I suppose I got a leg up on them being used to that. Yeah. Sorry, just wondering.
my little one at home's a little sad about it too.
You mean your cat?
Mm-hmm.
Jill smiles big at that and cuts into her food, and she changes the subject. She's
At that moment,
Yeah.
everyone's willing to take
Yep.
yep.
let's get out of this. And as our camera pans back before we go to break, you see a house in the suburbs. And the camera moves up the floors, through a kitchen, generously appointed with granite, up into a master bedroom with a large 4-poster bed,
Yeah.
beautiful pictures,
Artie.
and into an attic where a pale woman with long, stringy black hair reaches her hand into a box and pulls a candle out, starts eating it. With that, we're going on our first break. We'll be back in 10 minutes, everybody.
The candle?
We now cut. It's after lunch. Ted and Jill have driven you back. You are in Crucible Seven's briefing room. Tyler walks in, kind of flings the door open a little bit, as if he's always in a hurry. And he comes in and he hands out a manila envelope to each of you. He says, all right, exciting, huh? First case. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Lisa said you guys killed it with the, we call them horrors. It's a little unofficial, but yeah, it makes sense, right? Great job, everybody. Sounds like you guys are naturals. Well, hopefully you won't need any for this mission, so,
Yeah, it should be really easy, right?
So, yep, looks like a standard family tie up some loose ends, right? So, here's the background. You can see it all in your folder right there. 3 years ago, Mrs. Laura Roberts and her son Hayden were murdered in a B&E home invasion. The two invaders, they were caught. They're currently serving time, James River Correctional. The husband and father, Owen Roberts, was away on business. Tragic. Just tragic. In the time between, Mr. Roberts has moved into an apartment in the city, claiming the spirits of his wife and son inhabit the house. A couple years ago, he would have been a crackpot, huh? But we know that's actually probably true. Initially, he was a skeptic, so he sought therapy. Then he hired some 2-bit paranormal investigators. Yeah, after these two amateurs spent a week in the house doing God knows what, he decided to actually pony up the cash and let some professionals do it. So, almost professionals. Sorry. You're getting there. Listen, I know it's your second day, but this is textbook stuff. You guys will be great. I know this is probably no... well, you've been around this block a couple times, eh, old man? Just kidding about that. Do a little investigation. Talk to the dad. Like I said, he's staying in an apartment downtown. House is pretty big. It's been pretty much unoccupied, but for the cleaning ladies coming every 2 or 3 weeks or so. It's on River Road, one of the nice ones. You'll know it when you see it. Yeah, that's about it. You guys have a pass with James River Correctional if you want to talk to the home invaders, but I don't think they got much to say. Meth.
Huh. All right.
Oh, yeah, the two stupid paranormal investigators. Seth and Sarah, a married couple. They're a bit odd. I'll just say that. Probably play like Dungeons and Dragons and shit in their free time. Anyways, you'll see them. They're an oddball couple, so.
I'm looking in here. I'm not seeing it. We got the son's name.
Yeah, that was... Let's see. Oh my god, did I really not put the name down?
You said it was Tommy.
Yeah, that's right. It was Tommy.
I see it. Sorry.
Yep, there we go, right there.
Old eyes, eh?
Thanks.
Make sure my glasses are right.
Other questions?
I mean, it seems pretty straightforward. What do you want us to do if we find the mother and son?
So yeah, it's fumigation. Help them move on if you can. Find their fetters, free them, or one way or another, he's got to move back into that house. He paid a lot of money for that, and he's never going to sell it with what happened. So he is paying us good money. And yeah, now I will say, in the contract with him, he did implicitly request that you work with the paranormal investigators. Now again, they are crackpots, okay? They probably posted on some stupid message board somewhere, Reddit or something, and, you know. So just, I don't know, keep them informed, but you're in charge, okay?
Got it.
Alright, if you need me, you know how to find me. You guys need a company car? I can go get you keys real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Alright, great.
Please.
Yeah, I'll meet you at the front desk, or I'll leave them on the desk.
Yeah, we got
Grab
a little
'em there.
work to do here before
I'll
we do
drive.
that. Okay.
All you.
Alright.
I'm not arguing.
I think we got it.
Alright, yep. Good luck. Don't forget to manifest. You don't drive as well when you're not actually touching the steering wheel. Just kidding. Alright, see you guys.
See you, Tyler.
And out Tyler goes.
He's a square. I'm just gonna say it.
I've seen worse.
He was wearing pink cargo shorts. And boat shoes.
That's the benefits of management, y'all. You know what I don't see in here?
What's
Police report. However, based on the date, that's public information. I think fairly routine. Go on
Absolutely.
to the county and pull up the police report.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you roll a computer and intelligence?
Oh, yeah, no computer in there.
All right. Would someone like to assist? Does anyone have any points in computers?
I'll spend that.
All right. You guys have anyone have points in computer?
No, man.
You guys
Tanner
roll
has
like-
a flip phone.
Yeah.
I got 3 successes. I have
right.
a smartphone.
You at least know how to go to
Tanner.
that website, right?
I got 3 successes. I did
And
okay.
I will say the computers use retinal scanners to unlock. You have to kind of, and it unlocks.
Yeah, part of this is because I don't know how to use this fancy of a computer. It's got like the. I'm like, all right, hold
Yeah,
on.
it's got the context touchpad along the top.
Yeah, and I'm trying. I'm like, I don't. All right.
Okay, this is a web browser, right? All right, yeah, we're good. You have no problem finding the case file, and you do find it's essentially what Tyler described. B&E, 2 individuals, both male. One was a 50-year-old man, the other one was 31. Found they were clearly under the influence, and they broke in, tossed the place looking for valuables. The mother came out with a golf club of her husband's, and they murdered her. Multiple
Murder.
stab wounds.
Stab wounds.
Heard the boy crying, went in and murdered him as well. He was 9 years old.
Any indication of how many stab wounds on each?
She was multiple.
Right.
He was far fewer.
Yeah. Not that this is easy for him. I just think he's
Yeah.
like knows how to find the information. So I might even almost somewhat sterilely be saying it out loud to y'all, which so you can react.
Yeah.
Like mom, 27 stab wounds, mostly the torso. I'll be like, let's see, Tommy 9, 3 stab wounds.
Lord have mercy. All right, well, that's something.
As much as they said we don't need to, do you want to go to James River Correctional? Talk to these two.
Yeah.
They could give us insight.
Don't kill them while they're in there, please.
I won't.
I saw what you did with those dollar store toys. That's terrifying.
I saw what you did with the car. This is a no judgment zone.
Well,
Aren't we supposed to be friends?
true.
Make nice. Compliment each other.
It's true.
I got a
Well.
haircut. And no one said anything.
Well, is this what your body really looks like, or is this just, did you imagine your haircut? Like, goes,
Your hair looks nice.
Thanks. Oh my gosh.
Let's not forget, we've all shared memories now. I know that there's more sides to you than what you're presenting. That's the same with most people.
And with that, you all hop in the company Escalade, drive 45 minutes west to James River Correctional Facility, get to the front, and the guard at the toll booth bar, he sees you come
Toll
in.
booth?
The toll bar.
The phantom toll booth.
Sorry, that's a... Anyways, he sees you all come up, he sees the Orpheus tag, and he's like, all right. Hey, how many ghosts y'all think are here?
Honestly, this is our first time. No idea. Though considering where you are, I imagine there's quite a few.
Yeah, I thought so too. Shit. Alright, Warden will be waiting for you. You all drive in, park in a clearly designated spot, and you see a tall guy, pretty heavy set, and he's wearing a black cowboy hat.
Well,
Yeah. He walks out and he says, Warden Alexander, yeah, your company called ahead, said you were coming. You want to talk to those 2 meth heads done up that woman and that boy real good, huh?
that's right.
Yeah. Noah and Elijah. Yeah, Noah, he don't talk much, but Elijah, well, he's real remorseful like.
Elijah, the younger one?
That's right. Yep. He ain't young no more. Not in here. Alright, come on in. Y'all know the drill. No weapons. Actually, are you manifesting or are you invisible?
Probably invisible, right?
He does not see you. He's just talking to these guys. He's like, just two of you, huh?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a light case.
Yeah. Wasn't a light case then, I'll tell you that. These boys got what they deserved.
Can they hear me? No, they'd have to dead
They
eyes.
can. But you can dead eyes essentially for free, so, yeah.
Ask him how much time we get.
Any limit on time we got in there? Visitation for an
Yeah,
investigation?
y'all got 1 hour.
1 hour.
Yeah. Unless you're his lawyer, law enforcement. And you ain't neither.
Well, we aren't. And I mean, not seeing that there. I mean, are they on death row or are they just life?
Nah.
Or are they on like 30 years?
Well, they're on life, but yeah, they're on life. Multiple life sentences.
Multiple life sentences. Got it. I'm like, they're doing multiple life sentences. I assume they hit them with everything.
Real quick, out of character, the death penalty has been backed off in a big way because it doesn't seem to actually do anything now. In fact, it lets them walk right out of prison.
Yep, makes sense.
Yep. Anyways, what were you saying?
Yeah, we got multiple life sentences on both of these.
Hell yeah, they do, and that's too good for them. My opinion, should have done them back what they done to that woman. Anyways, that ain't my job.
Well, eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, but we are on company time. We should probably get moving.
Y'all want to talk to him one-on-one or together? Can't see as it's much different. Like I said, the older one, he don't say much these days.
We want to talk to Elijah first.
It's like, all right. Right this way. Y'all know the deal. Leave all your belongings right here. We'll get them back to you at the front desk. Take care of them, Patsy. He's like, oh, yes, sir. And with that, we cut to the inside of an interrogation room. And Elijah is brought out. Gaunt-looking man, just dark circles under his eyes, head shaved. You see some scabs on his head. So maybe he's picked at him or something. He comes in his orange jumpsuit, and they lock him to the chair, and he sits down. It's like, y'all law enforcement?
Nope.
All right. Y'all hear them dogs? Somebody trying to run.
I don't know. Does that happen often?
He sort of sits back in his chair.
We're here representing a company called Orpheus. Don't know if you've heard about it.
Shit. I see that woman's ghost every day.
Like, here?
Literally?
Oh, man.
Just in your mind.
I mean, I don't know anymore.
That's fair.
Do I see her?
No. I will say, though, you do see a ghost. Just sort of walking through a wall and completely oblivious. It, like, through the cinder block wall and then into another wall.
Like, Elijah. Noah was the other one with you, right? Those are some biblical names. You raised Christian boys?
Yeah, that's right.
Still religious?
I don't know. How can you be? Maybe the dead spilleth over.
Could be.
I heard on CNN the other day, someone was saying that there ain't no ghosts before 2012. You think that's when the gates closed?
We're certainly going to try to find that out. Strange. Real strange. But the time keeps going on. It's not a 7-year cap and they disappear.
I reckon we probably deserve it. I'll close the gates to heaven on us, too. Me, least of all. Most of all.
Well, that's partly why we're here, Elijah.
Yeah. Well,
I will specifically say their names. Laura Roberts and Tommy Roberts. are hunting Owen Roberts. Not moving on. And it's not good.
Well, I don't expect there's anything I can do about that now, so...
Well, can you tell us, maybe, if you can recall, what happened that night?
My confession's on file.
Anything stuck with you?
You can read all about it, but me and the kid, we were smoking the pigment.
Yeah.
Y'all heard about that?
No, I'm assuming you mean barbecue.
No, you're talking about the ghost stuff. Seeing to the world of the dead.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
that's what they say. It definitely fucks you up one way or the other.
Is it addictive?
Couldn't say. It's on so many things. But yeah, I guess so. You know. Saw some weird shit all the time, man. Now I realize it was probably all true. Yeah, we smoked some of that. The pigment. Saw this house, and, you know, we were just looking for money and valuables. Didn't look like nobody was home. No cars out front. But, well, there was somebody home. She come running out and got us all spooked, you see, 'cause the house looked like it was full of big old spider webs. I think I was out of my mind. I mean, they weren't real. They sure looked like it, though. So she comes running out, husband's golf club, and, well, you know the rest.
You said the spider webs weren't real.
Maybe they were, I don't know.
Touch them, walk through them?
Yeah, they weren't there. We could walk right through them.
Confession's pretty by the numbers. Did she say anything to you?
That I can recall. Nothing out of the ordinary. What you doing in my house? Who are you? Nothing besides that, though.
What about Tommy?
No, I didn't say nothing. Just screaming.
You stabbed her 27 times. Were you unsure if she was dead?
I wasn't sure of anything at the time.
Well,
You already looked up his profile online, right?
Police report.
yeah.
Yeah. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Did he have any kids himself?
Not that you saw. Didn't look like it. Maybe somewhere.
I'll say, ask him if he's got kids.
Wasn't in the report, but no reason they put it in there. You got kids, Elijah.
Yeah. I got one. She don't know me.
How old is she?
14 now.
That's a shame.
Well,
What about Noah? You guys are related, right?
Yeah, he's my cousin. He was a good kid. Till he got mixed up.
like Noah's the younger one?
Yep.
Oh, my bad.
This is the older one.
Oh, alright. Sorry, I had that backwards.
Oh, sorry.
But got it.
Well. We were told he doesn't talk much. Any reason why? Just regret?
Imagine what this does to a feller.
I can only. But,
Eats it from the inside.
yeah.
And it's what they deserve. You guys got any more questions for me, or?
I don't think so, Elijah. I suppose one last one. You are sorry, or are you not sorry? What do you think?
Like, not a day goes by I don't replay what happened in my head. And you better believe if I could have changed it, I would. I wouldn't myself. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have had it. Never mind. Yeah. Alright, that's all we got. I'll look actually specifically to Rhiannon. You got anything else?
It's like, who the hell are you talking to?
Our partner.
It's like, alright.
Nothing? Alright, well, thank you, Elijah. I guess we'll talk to Noah now, or try.
Mm-hmm.
Guards take him out. Younger man comes in, kind of looking at you all. What's this about?
Well, we're not law enforcement.
Lawyers?
Unfortunately, not lawyers either.
We are here on behalf of Laura and Tommy Roberts, though.
Figured.
So, we work for a company called Orpheus.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Laura and Tommy seem to still be occupying that house.
Occupying is a soft word for it.
Actually, all three of you make a perception plus empathy check.
Seven and 4.
One success,
successes.
2 successes. All right. You don't picture it. You think there's something to the way he reacts. You're good at reading people. You know when you say that, he looks up at you and looks worried or concerned about that in some way.
I won't even mince words. I'm like, that concerns you, Noah. I'm like, that upsets you more on... I'm like, have you seen that?
No.
Why is it bothering you so much?
It's like, well, it's just we were smoking that pigment, and I heard it. Is this being recorded?
Not by us.
It's like, this isn't in my statement because I thought it might make me sound crazy. It's like I heard this voice, kind of sweet-like, kind of in my ear, and she was sort of guiding my hand, I think. It sounded like she wanted that boy for herself. I don't know.
Like she influenced you?
I think so. I didn't want to try to get out of this. I mean, I got what I deserved, but I feel like maybe my hand wasn't fully guided by my own actions.
Did you hear it any time before that or since, or just that night?
I've heard other voices, but this one was different that night, kind of sweet-like, like a telephone operator, maybe.
I'll like go over to him and wave my hand in front of his face just to see maybe he's like linked in.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let him roll. He doesn't quite. Certainly doesn't have dead eyes capability. All right, that's one success. He kind of blinks and looks, and then looks back to them as you're like. He's kind of like looks back.
He's got a little touch.
You're a little sensitive to the world of the dead, Noah. We got a partner here.
It's like, yeah, I thought I felt something.
Did this start, these voices and feelings, did that start before you were smoking the pig?
Oh my god.
He's like,
The Mary Jane.
not as I can recall, but My mom used to say I used to stare at a spot in the house when I was little. Used to scare her real good.
My cat does that.
That's a ghost.
Huh. Well. So sweet voice, and you felt like moving your hand, or at least influencing you to do it.
Yeah, it felt like she kind of wanted us to do what we did.
Because she wanted the boy specifically.
I think she said something like that, but I could have been confused too. That old lady that we were, she could have been crying for her boy too. I don't know.
So it wasn't the mother's voice. It was a separate female voice.
I think so. I don't know. Another strange thing though, there were spider webs all in that house. Looked like it had been abandoned or something, but
Is it an old house?
I couldn't say. I mean, not too old, no. It's one of them McMansions.
Now, Elijah said you guys didn't see any cars home. You thought it was abandoned on the outside.
We didn't think it was abandoned. We just didn't think anybody was home.
And the spider webs, were they spider webs? Made by an actual bug?
I didn't see where they were getting made, sir.
Are we talking average size, or are we talking like Lord of the Rings spider webs, like you're in?
There's a lot of them, that's all. Seemed like.
You sorry, no?
Shit, yeah. Yeah. Got what I deserved.
No, do you hear voices here? The same
I
style?
don't think so. But I haven't touched that pigment in a long time. I just get a sense sometimes. Maybe your partner.
You can span that gap a little bit, my man.
Don't know as I want to.
You don't.
Got anything else, Tim?
I think we've got what we need, at least from these gentlemen.
Anything else from you, Raymond?
Nope.
It's like, hey, I think if their spirits are there, they just might be in danger. So.
You
Our
think
job
that
is
boy
to-
still wants him?
Don't know. Couldn't say, but well, I sure as shit rest easy if y'all mailed me something. Let me know how it turns out.
I'll tell you what, we'll pay you a visit after. We'll let you know.
We'll see how it turns out. Thank you, Noah.
Yeah. With that, you all walk out. Find the warden there. He walks you out, takes his hat off. Yeah, looking like a nice day. So how were they? Y'all talk about ghosts and all.
We did.
So, now that I got y'all here, what is your theory? I mean, you think it's a purgatory before we move on and be with the good Lord, or?
Don't know.
That's kind of our mission. Figure it out.
Could be a
Well, I thought
purgatory.
y'all were highly paid to, well, find safe codes and computer passwords and the like.
Well, we're helping people move on to whatever is next, so.
But there is something, huh? You seen it?
No, from what we know, nobody's seen it.
Well, I do believe that there is something, and I believe that we'll all return home.
Well,
maybe we just got to take a little stop on the way out there, get our affairs in order.
stand by those beliefs, Warden, because from what we've seen, that stop isn't pretty.
Or there's no home waiting after that, and we're all doomed to repeat this over and over again. Good, bad alike, sinner, saint, it doesn't really matter.
That's quite
But
true.
we should be going.
Yeah, I reckon you should. All right. Tips his hat a little.
Have a nice day, Warden.
And back into the Escalade. You can have a moment amongst yourselves if you'd like.
You think it's that lady's mom?
It might not be related at all, but I think we're, as you alluded to, maybe a Shelob's lair, so to speak.
We're dealing, Ted and Jill alluded to it, we saw people getting messed up. I mean, what if there's another ghost out there who somehow was able to control those sensitive?
That's what I'm saying.
Not to our degree, but that's what Lisa? That was what Lisa?
Yep.
Lisa said most of them just don't know about it. But maybe what if there's one that does? I mean, I could make that college kid walk across the room. Easy.
And those two are in danger, allegedly. If there's another form in there, trying to hunt them down.
Let's try to think logically. If we believe what this kid said, either this voice got what they wanted or did not get what they wanted. So, if it got what they wanted, somehow maybe we just help them move on, or we have to pull them away from this. If they didn't, then I would assume they're hiding.
The voice lady? Oh. What are their names again? The Robinsons?
Tommy and
Roberts.
Laura. Roberts.
So you think the Robertses might be hiding because there's something out there still looking for them?
Don't know.
In one theory.
In one theory. The other is that this voice got what they wanted.
Where are you all driving to right now?
I think to
To
the
the house.
To the
place,
house.
yeah.
Cool. Continue.
Well, so they kept saying spider webs. When we first meditated, right?
Mm-hmm.
I put my hand through your shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and out came wisps. Lisa, I think, said it was gossamer. It looked vaguely spiderwebby.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were talking to Jill and Ted, they were talking about beings that were human-like and also animal-like. And what if we're dealing with some spider ghost?
One of the weird fucked up things.
Spiders are natural hunters in various ways. And if it's creating webs and entangling living people to try and manifest ghosts for it to eat, it could just be a hunting methodology for it.
Yeah. Do you understand what you're suggesting, though? That there's a ghost that eats other ghosts.
I mean, yeah, but logically, why would something want more ghosts outside of either pleasure or sustenance? Those are the two things that drive animals.
Also company. Most of these things are dealing with loss.
Side note, do we think that we're going to trust the husband or not?
We gotta make contact with this Seth and Sarah, and the husband sounds like he's not around, right? Or
He's
is
in
he?
an apartment in downtown Richmond.
So he's kind of living
He will not
offsite.
be at the house. You could go talk to him separately if you'd like. Call him or whatever.
We want to call him. We want to go see him.
I think I'd like to talk to the other people first.
Well, I'm not driving, I guess. Or you said you were driving, right?
I'm not driving because
Yeah,
I
you'd have to
wanna...
spend vitality to
I'll
manifest.
All right. I'll open the file. Do I see any contact information
Yeah,
for
you got his
Sarah?
phone number. Oh, for Sarah?
Sarah and Seth.
Seth and Sarah.
You do, yeah. You see a phone number for them as well.
Phone number or address of business?
They're at the house.
They're at the house.
They're
Okay.
there now. All right.
Gotcha.
I was just gonna say
Yep,
they can
yep.
meet us.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we want to call them and meet up with them, or?
I say we just show up.
I mean, they're expecting you.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, we can talk to them when we get there, see what they know, pick their brains a little bit, and see what they've tried. to breach the other side. Honestly, after talking with Noah might have been the easiest way to breach the other side, rather than Geiger counters and Discovery Channel show sweepstakes.
You know what we should do?
What's that?
Bring some donuts.
Bring some donuts.
Yeah.
Why?
They've been at the house for how long working on whatever they've been doing. Probably hungry. Who's going to turn down donuts?
Oh, they just put a new Dunkin' Donuts in off pump.
It'll be a nice little peace offering so it doesn't seem like, hey, we're the better team coming in to kick you off the job.
Yeah, this isn't the old jurisdiction issue.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, that's just...
Good thinking. And with that, we're going to advance the scene. You all have parked in this massive circular driveway to this sprawling estate. You're sort of like, holy shit. Set back in, got some Greco-Roman columns all at the front door.
Our Sugar Shack Donuts
Yeah.
box.
Standing out the Sugar Shack. The door opens and you see, she's younger than you would expect. She's maybe like 22 or something. She's got her hair in pigtails and she's wearing a Ghostbusters shirt. And she's like, oh, I thought 4 of you were coming. Just the 2 of you?
What? Oh no. Well, we're down one. The other one's here now.
She's like, oh, exciting. Cool. All right, come in. Seth was just setting up the footage. He's going to show you what we captured last night. It's incredible.
It's probably like a piece of dust. Like,
We also brought you donuts.
She's like, oh my god, thank you. Boston cream are my favorites. You guys are awesome. Thanks. Come in. Come on in. Hey, I put in an application at Orpheus. Can you maybe you guys put in a good word for me? Not right now. I'll introduce you to Seth. We'll get going.
Okay.
She's kind of like, closes the door. You guys come in, and this dude stands up. He's got long hair and a ponytail, and he sees you guys. He's got these like wire glasses, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, got some video footage here. We captured it last night, 3rd floor. Mr. Roberts claimed he heard shuffling up there, so put some cameras all around, and we got something. So you ready to check it out?"
We're ready to go.
fucking, like, rat.
He leans back, hits play. He's like, all right, this is the regular footage. See that? And I mean, it's the night vision view of a hallway. And you see like a faint distortion. And he's like, right there. Right there. Doesn't look like much, right? But check this out. Thermal imaging. Flips it to the thermal. And you see the distinct silhouette of a little boy walking. And he turns and he looks up and he shrinks away just a little bit. And a woman, very tall and spindly, like maybe 7 feet tall, she walks and sort of crouches down to him in this very fluid motion. And she's clearly saying something to him, and he's nodding. He's nodding. She puts a hand on his head. She stands back up and grabs his hand and walks into the next room. He's like, we got him. We got him.
That's incredible. Excellent job, guys.
Seth said I'll give it to you. I'll be honest with you. We weren't expecting much when we came here. But you got them.
It's like, oh, we paid a pretty good penny for that camera.
Well, it returned the investment, I'm sure, because, as you guys know in your line of interest, that doesn't happen much.
Yeah.
You should feel proud of yourselves, guys.
He's
But-
like, all right, we do. Cool.
You're
So-
about their age, too.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like approachable. Like, fuck yeah, bro.
So, what's the game plan?
Well,
We gotta figure out exactly who that lady was.
yeah, we got reason to believe that's
Mrs.
not.
Roberts, right?
Got reason to believe it's not.
It's like, what?
Yeah, in, I guess, our past couple hours on the case, we've been led to believe there may be another entity involved here.
Sarah kind of steps up and so, since we're all partners on this case, we should probably all come clean. Do you guys? We gave you everything we know. Why don't you guys? I think it's only fair that the 3 of you, Well, let me insist. I mean, we've been running point on this for, 7 or 8 days now. He's like, yeah, 8 days.
And I understand that. But there are some things we can't tell you. We're giving you all the information we can that we believe there might be something else here. And I'll be honest with you. If that's true, it's likely malevolent.
Malevolent? Real quick, as they say that, you feel the air like it's just colder. You sort of look around, and you're downstairs in basically just a living room, like right off the foyer. You almost feel a wind blowing in the door into the room. You're in sort of like, imagine you just walked right in, and right here there's a sitting room. That's where you're at. House is massive. You can almost feel it. Almost feel the house breathing. And as you turn to look, you see a spider web up in a corner. It's clearly just spirit material.
I see the spider webs. You see that?
Look up, take a couple notes.
Yeah, you see in this room, it looks relatively light, but you do see one up in the corner. And it's like the Halloween style, comically perfect and large. It's like this big. Looks like an orb web.
Yeah.
An orb weaver, but it's almost immaculate.
You getting anything else, Rhiannon?
Oh yeah. It's cold in here. I feel a chill.
Alright, we should probably get to it. We do have an important job for you two.
It's like, yeah, what is it? We got you.
We're about to project into the spirit world.
Like, cool. Hey, can we record that?
No.
Definitely can't. That's legal, and they tell you proprietary.
Yeah, we did have to sign a bunch of paperwork. You read it, right? She's like, no, I thought you was like, yeah, no, we did.
However, we're going to do it in the car. We would like for you to both watch our bodies.
In the car?
Make sure nothing happens to him.
You don't have to sit in the car with it, but
Hey, you should lie and tell them that I'll be watching them, making sure they don't record us.
and our partner's going to make sure you're not recording us.
And in fact, they should leave their phones in the house, maybe. Because I don't trust them. Look, that one's on Twitter right now.
That might be too far. Like, if they break that deal, I'll be somewhat directing it towards them, even though I'm saying it's random. Be like, the mountain of lawyers and the money that Orpheus has to back behind it would ruin these young kids, and I know they're not going to do that.
Make me a manipulation and...
Intimidation?
Yeah, you know what? Manipulation and intimidation.
Oh, the strong arm.
Yeah, that's all four successes.
Yeah. They're like, hey, don't worry about it. We'll watch the bodies. We'll still get the full bonus from Orpheus, right?
Like, if that's what you agreed to, that's what you agreed to.
Cool. Come on, Sarah. We'll watch the bodies. It's fine. And they do. They leave right out the front door. As soon as you step out the house, it's almost like the sun is just illuminating you. You can feel the sunbeams through your gossamer body. It's almost like there's no shadow on the ground, but there's almost shimmering light where the sun passes through, and you feel so much better outside.
Turn the car on, just so we're not.
Put the AC
burning
on.
out.
Yeah, it's like leaving it, like a dog in the car. You don't want to come back to your
Crack
bodies
the windows
all
a little bit.
Yeah. And the two of you project. I'm not going to make you roll it. It takes, I think you're better at it right now. You're just like, yep, here we go. Step out. It takes you a little bit of time. The three of you are now full spirit form. Seth and Sarah are just kind of like leaning on the car.
Man, I feel kind of bad for those guys.
He pulls out a pack of cigarettes.
They genuinely do want to help, but business is business. It's probably better for them anyways.
On our worst case scenario here, those kids shouldn't be anywhere in that fucking house.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, I think we've hit worst case scenario based on...
How do we get them out?
Well, they're out right now watching the car, so...
Do we lie and tell them the job's done? Keep them out of the house for as long as we need to be in there?
Oh, they're watching the bodies.
Yeah, we can't return to them
I mean, say we don't settle this today.
Oh,
I don't know.
If we
maybe I'm
don't-
just thinking
we'll
ahead.
figure out something.
Play that by ear. But we should try and keep everything contained in the house as best as possible. I think that's kind of straightforward, though.
Maybe it's already contained in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they can leave, maybe they can't.
We're about to figure out, but
So, we know the boy's there.
yeah.
That thing is either his mother or the voice. Also, this is not, just to take a quick minute, this is not normal. This
Yeah.
is not what was billed to us.
No.
I'm fine with that, but this was not
No.
a manila envelope, 5 paragraphs.
This was supposed to be case open and shut.
I just want to say that for a minute.
Speaking of the manila envelope, did it say how tall Mom was?
She was
Nothing's
not
that
Takembe
tall.
Mutombo tall, I can tell you that.
That's what I thought. Okay. So either Mom can change how she is in the spirit world like we can, or
Or
we
it's
imagine
something
it.
else.
I got a feeling it's not Mom.
I'm thinking it's not.
I think we've hit
I'm
worst
thinking
case.
it's now mommy. It's
Good.
the new mommy. You've seen Coraline, right?
Yeah. There was also that really bad horror film about 2012 called Mama.
Mama.
I didn't see
Sweet
that one.
mama.
I saw it. Was
Why is it
bad.
always Mama?
That was right after I was done with university. It was bad. But anyways,
2012?
yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
Alright, so do we want to go in and face this tall thing right now? Or do we want to keep finding out information?
Said we move through the house. If we find the boy first, we get what we can. We find the mom, we get what we can. We find this other thing. Let's also be clear. If this is right, this thing has some sort of manipulation over everything. It looked like it was speaking to the boy, if it's that. Noah said he had that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's something similar, in a similar vein to what you can do?
That's the only thing I can think of. But to be completely honest, it's gonna be something completely fucking new. I have no idea. I don't even know if we can counter it.
Well,
I don't know if we're susceptible or not.
there's only one way to find out, and it's not going to be talking in the yard while Seth smokes his 3rd cigarette now. Let me see what's in this backpack. Takes off what would look to be a fully, multi-day backpacking backpack. Opens it up, and there's legitimately just a compass.
Love it.
In what looks to be like a backpack that's fully packed to the brim. Not as helpful as I thought, but maybe it'll be of some use later.
And you look at it, and it is slowly spinning.
Good, so it's broken too. That's wonderful.
Scary idea is it might not be broken at all.
Yeah, I didn't want to think about that part.
What do you think you might have on you in projection form? What do you think would be important enough to Rhiannon to have a psychic resonance with your projector form?
We'll buy a catnip.
That makes sense. Maybe
About
a
it.
cat toy? Some cat treats?
I've always got cat treats for like the little alleyway
Uh-huh.
cats that I encounter.
That kind of thing. I love
You got a cat lady?
it. No,
Me? No.
talking about a pack of feral cat ghosts? Yeah.
Ah, this is how he dies. This is revenge for your raptors.
I think the police report gave where the murder scene was. Actually, no, fuck it. We're systematically just going through the house, right? Level by level,
Yeah.
floor by floor.
How often on the bottom level do the spiderwebs pop up?
Well, as you enter the house, they are first visible very sparsely. As you look up the massive stairs, it's almost like curtains making it a dark tunnel leading up. Oh, man.
The penitent man will pass.
That's exactly what it
Do they have a pet in the house?
is.
What was that, Lee?
Indiana Jones has Crusade. This is where the spinning blades come on and take your head off.
Well, just do a better job.
Cool, let's go up.
That's where these stairs go.
What's that?
So that's where these stairs go. They go up. I'm done.
As you take your first steps on the stairs, a shadow sort of blocks the top, and a voice comes down. Can I help you?
Was it an old lady sounding voice or
It
a...
just sounds like
Just a
creepy,
croaky,
weird
froggy.
voice.
It sounds genderless, I mean humanoid, but
Yeah, pretty much.
like modulated to some weird.
Yeah.
I will spend 0 vitality to just start the aura to become intriguing slightly.
Yep.
Well, we're here. We're here looking for Laura Roberts and Tommy Roberts.
You found them. You can leave now. Me and my son are happy.
And you're Laura Roberts?
I am.
Well, if you're happy, why are you still here? There are other places to go.
It's where we live.
I think I'd like to talk to Tommy for a second.
I don't think he wants to talk to you.
Oh, I bet he would if you let him. I'm a pretty nice guy. I'll crank up 1 vitality here.
Alright.
What does that do?
It's basically making me more convincing, or...
As you do that and kind of finish out what you're saying, the shadow fades from the top of the stairs. There's a bit, you can see a little bit more light.
Certainly didn't want Tommy to talk to us, huh?
Well, that was fun.
How old was Tommy again?
9.
I don't think Laura's here, and I don't think that's Laura. Remember what Noah said? He said the voice said it sounded like it wanted the boy. He didn't say anything about wanting Mom.
Other than that. At the same time, I don't know if we rule out that possibility. Imagine a mom coming out with a golf club. If she could help it, certainly wouldn't leave her son. Maybe she didn't have a choice, though. I'm not willing to rule out that she's not here.
Emptiness syndrome.
You know what my favorite episode of SpongeBob was, Tommy? It was the one where Mr. Krabs, didn't he like give up the place to Plankton? What happened in that one again? You know, the one when Plankton almost takes over Mr. Krabs' place.
Roll manipulation and performance. Is there a performance?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Under skills.
2, 8, 6.
Yeah, okay, so that's 2 successes. Unless I say otherwise, 6 is the success. You don't hear anything for a while, and then you hear a little voice say, "Yeah, but he got it back in the end." And then you hear, "Shh, quiet now."
He did get it back, but I don't know, something about that Plankton. He's so funny, but you just love to hate him. You just love to hate him. Remember when Sandy, SpongeBob, like, took off her little helmet underwater? Poor thing.
I'll slowly be moving up the stairs as she's doing this.
All right, yeah, you're kind of creeping up, and it's dark up there. It's like in the spirit world dark. And you reach your hand out and touch one of the spider webs and find that it is a little bit sticky. And like kind of pull your hand off, and you don't hear a response to that.
Well, if you don't mind, we were going to try and watch some TV in your room, I guess, if that's okay, if you don't mind. I promise I'll put your toys back where they go. You don't mind if we touch them, do you?
Shit. Go ahead and roll manipulation again. I'm gonna give you an extra die on this.
Kids love when you touch their toys. So I get an extra?
Yeah.
7, 7, 4, 9.
Alright. You hear like, yeah, it's okay. Just don't touch my transformers. Shh, Tommy. It's like, sorry. Mommy probably won't let me play with you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that about Mommy. I wish it was okay if we could play with you, because I really do love Transformers. RC was my favorite.
It's like, me too. I like Bumblebee.
Bumblebee's cool.
I might be in danger if you keep going.
We do know he's still talking though.
Who's leading the way? You get to the top of the stairs and turn, and there are hanging spider webs all over the ceiling. And you turn, and down a shadowy hallway, you see this tall, spindly woman. She's holding the hand of this little boy, and he's kind of stepped forward, and he's kind of like, "Hi."
I mean, my vitality stays. I think I'll be.
Yeah. She's like, "You should leave."
Ma'am, really got a sinking suspicion here that you're not Laura Roberts.
At that, she sort of contorts a little. She's like, "Why would you say that?" She takes a couple steps forward and moves at like kind of crazy speed for like 10
I just wanted to throw something.
Is
at
there
you.
And he's kind of left behind, hand still in the air, and she's much closer to you now.
what kind of
You can see the sallow face.
things are in this hallway? Objects,
In
furniture.
this hallway, it's actually relatively clean. You see a chair and a table that are kind of sitting at the top of the landing.
Drawers in the
stairway.
table.
Yeah, we'll say it's one of those types of things.
Okay.
So she kind of moves a little closer, and she's like, "You're making a mistake. Leave me and my son."
I'll pop another vitality in there, so I'm getting to trusted friend level.
Is there an opposition roll?
Sorry, let me tell you. 2 or 3, 5. This character views me as a trusted friend. So, I mean, I still think I need to make rolls like
Yeah.
it's benefiting me,
Yeah.
but I do think it seems like it's still passive to. There's no role that I see in here to. If I did the will-o'-the-wisp, like, follow me horror.
Yeah. This
that
is just
one has
changing
one.
the nature of the conversation. It's
Yeah.
not controlling anyone. All right.
Are you visibly?
You guys
Hurting.
would. I think you guys would like.
And you guys suffer it too, right? Like everyone who looks at you,
Yeah, I mean,
which is fine. You guys already,
Yeah.
he's a trusted ally, but
you wanted a kid, didn't you? You wanted a son.
I had a son. Tommy.
Can I roll intuition or something?
Hey, I'll let you roll intuition.
I think I'd put my hand on my shoulder, or on his shoulder,
Yeah.
and kind of boost him a little bit physically. Try and lift his shoulders up.
Okay, you mark off a vitality, you can take a vitality. It can go past your cap, so just mark it that you've taken additional vitality. And we're going to let you, Sean, go ahead and roll. Let's roll wits and empathy, I think.
Wits and
Actually, is there a better
empathy.
one to figure out if someone's lying?
Awareness,
Not intuition,
intuition.
but I don't
Intuition,
know.
yeah, wits and intuition. I'm going to call this, though, difficulty 8, because you're not reading a human face.
Yeah.
You're reading a face that is sallow and sunken and doesn't have the normal
Been one of those.
microtransactions, micro expressions that you kind of pick up on intuitively.
I already paid you to give me this
I
information.
PayPal'd you earlier to check it. $1.99. Dope, man.
I'm gonna give
It was
Raven this
difficulty
experience
8.
point.
Difficulty 8, you said?
Difficulty 8.
All right,
Open
so
up
that's,
the SpongeBob.
Yeah, that
all right,
was
so
good.
that's 2 successes there. So 2 successes.
All right. I mean, you're looking and you're like, that boy's mannerisms, her appearance, even in this
Yeah.
fucked up ghost form, you're reasonably sure that is not the boy's mother. And she's sort of just looking at it, and her body is sort of swaying. And as you transfer vitality for a moment, you just have a flash of him in his graduating class. Mention the year 2012. You can see how happy he is. He's hugging his mom and dad, so proud of their boy to have made it through school. And then you're back in the moment. Spiderwebs swaying gently above you.
I'll look past her spindly ass legs to Tommy. Tommy, you had another mommy, didn't you?
She's swaying and she turns. And he's like, no. She turns back.
Does he look visibly like afraid and anxious?
Absolutely.
Well, ma'am, I'm a father myself. I can tell you, this isn't gonna go well.
Is that a threat? And she takes a step forward, and she seems to grow slightly taller. Takes another step
Where's
forward.
Laura Roberts?
She's standing on her tiptoes, and her head now is almost touching the top of the hallway. And she's like, she stares at you, then her eyes trail behind you and down the stairs. Both of you, where are you? Are you coming up the stairs behind him too? Mm-hmm. All 3 of you can roll perception and awareness.
Whew, that was a thing.
881.
So that's 1 success, because 1's canceled.
So I got 3 so far. 4.
8 still difficulty?
No, 6.
All right.
Unless I say
Wait, so if
otherwise.
I rolled 2 8s and a 1?
2 8s and a 1, the 1 would cancel 1 8. 1's cancel successes.
Oh, okay.
So I also
one
was a
success.
So all of you got at least 1 success. Mm-hmm. You see that she's looking at you and then seems to see the silver strand heading down. She looks back at you.
Where is she in relation to said table?
She's about 10 feet away now. She's still in the hallway. And yeah, I mean, her hulk has just reached the top. She puts one arm out and it touches one wall. Puts another arm out and touches the wall. She's like, I think you should leave.
Are there any pictures hanging on the wall?
There are. There's some family pictures.
How are they hung? Are they hung with the wire?
Can't really tell. You can't see behind them.
I mean, all.
Can I try and open a door behind her?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Why don't? It sounds like everyone wants to do something. So we're going to roll initiative here for the first time. And to roll initiative, the way I do it in this game is you will roll 1d10. You will add both your dexterity and your wits. And we will act from top down, just like D&D. Everyone also gets one sort of reaction. You can dodge an incoming attack. Unless you've already acted in your turn, in which case you've lost that opportunity. If you dodge, you can then do something else and add a penalty. Okay. What'd you get?
9.
9.
I got a 10.
I too got a 10.
You were planning to do something, so I'm going to let you go first.
All right.
Okay. Well, it is your action, sir. She is about 10 feet away, spindly arms touching the sides, and her shoulders are now almost touching the top, and her torso has not changed. It's just her spindly legs.
I'm gonna harm.
Hurt, man.
All right, so I'm going to move to the closest picture to her
Okay.
and touch it and become that picture.
Now you
Now, behind that picture, how is it hung?
it is hung by a wire.
I'm going to do my best to make a spectacular effect
Okay.
with this and to try and constrain her with the wire.
Oh, hell yeah. Roll it.
Alright, stamina plus crafts.
That's pretty tight. I like that.
Alright, 6 dice. And we're going to take another one.
Heck yeah.
Oh, that's no good.
Oof, that's heartbreaking. I'm sorry.
It really is.
You all see this picture though? You hear and the wire punches through. The picture is hanging and he's wrapped it around the nail and the end of it is sort of and it lashes around her arms and she looks and her body goes incorporeal and passes through it. And she's like "Ah!" And with that it is your go, Mr. Sean.
Fucker. So, can I choose to split my dice pool now,
Yes.
hedging my bets
Yes.
for if I need to?
That's right. You would act as if you were doing a second action. Yep.
Gotcha.
And that means you can save your dodge.
So, which means that. So,
It's weird. You take the dice pool of the lowest action
okay.
for both. A little strange.
Well,
I sometimes just do -2 dice on both. In fact, I'm just going to keep that. It's -2 dice on both actions, but you can split your actions.
okay. So. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. How. Could this kid fit between her legs? as I'm
100%.
walking?
Yeah, I mean, her like, crotch is like 5 feet off the ground now.
Jesus.
Alright, I will kind of move up against the wall. I will get a bit closer to her, though.
Yeah.
And as I go, though, I'll be like, I'm going to look away for a second. I will...
I don't have eyes now.
I'm going to dump 2... Sorry. I'm dumping 3 vitality in to be like, Tommy, come on, it's okay, son.
I'm not even going to roll it. He sort of sees you, his eyes kind of light up, and it looks like he's getting up to move.
So viewer concentrates solely on the light and only stops if struck.
Gotcha.
So I know that might matter.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
At where I'm at right now.
He's staring at you and looks like he's starting to move. Raven, you're at the top, like very top of the stairs. Like they haven't quite moved into the hallway, and you can peer around the corner of the landing where she's now.
What is in the hallway again?
All there really is like at the top of the landing there's a chair and like a circular chest of drawers with like a flower vase on top of it, a couple of drawers on it.
Some photos on
How
the wall.
heavy would each of the drawers be?
You would probably need strength 2 to lift them, which I think for you is 2 vitality spent.
I don't have strength 2.
That's okay.
Okay.
It's different. If you look at your
Okay.
thing, it's however much vitality you spend is how much effective strength and dexterity you have. And you roll with those stats.
What I would like to do is try to pull out 2 of the drawers and push them against her legs to try and help clear an opening for Tommy.
Hell yeah, that's fucking awesome. All right, so go ahead and burn off 2 vitality. And you sort of, you see the gossamer strands, and they sort of grab the handles and these drawers. You kind of pull, and they just come out, and they're just floating in the air. Okay, go ahead and roll. It's Dex plus melee is all what I'm going to make it. And you're using the dexterity of the horror you spent. So it's going to be just 1, because it starts at 1. But you could put extra vitality to raise it. The way your horror works, the first vitality gives you 1 and 1. And then each point of vitality thereafter has to go to 1 stat. So if you want to up your dex, you could pump it with more vitality right now.
I'm confused. So I just roll 1 die unless I spend vitality.
You'll be rolling, just 1 die unless you spend vitality. By the way, later,
Why
if you
not?
if you want to put, because you use the horror, it's not you, it's how much power, how much you're powering the horror.
Where is that on here? Just so I know for next time.
Yeah. Let me see. Horror's strength. Here you go, right here. At 0 vitality, it's 1 die, both in strength and dex. Each point of vitality spent adds 1 additional die of strength or dexterity, but not both.
Okay, perfect.
But you already spent 2, so you can have 2 and 2. So you have 2 dexterity right now. And by the way, if you want to go back and rejig to put points in melee, I don't want to gimp you on your powers.
So 2, how many am I rolling? 2.
You're rolling 2 right now.
Okay.
Standard difficulty.
Just to be
6.
able to push him up against her legs.
Yeah.
Okay. 9 and 7.
9 and 7. There you go. Each drawer clatters to the ground, and you sort of open your hands, and they just and kind of pin her legs to the sides.
Nice.
And she's like, "Ah!" All right, it is her turn, and she just strides forward. And as she does, you see these fangs coming out of her teeth. And she is, in fact, attacking you. She's just... And as she comes down, you see another pair of eyes blink open on her forehead. And she is making an attack on you. You did try to dodge, so you can roll your Dex plus dodge minus 2 dice.
Sorry, where?
You said dodging's
You know what?
free movement?
It's not free. You have to either spend it before it gets to your turn or plan for it like Sean did. It's a little weird.
I didn't
You
even
have to
see
announce.
Where's the dodge at?
Is it? I think it's under... God, is there not a dodge?
I swear.
This is
Usually
most
is.
commonly done when you need to dodge, which you do in reaction
There
to
usually
attack.
is Dex and dodge. Does it say what you roll?
No, it doesn't.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either.
Athletics, alertness.
Yeah, we'll just, you know what? We'll call dodge whatever makes sense in the moment. It's always going to be something physical. So let's do dexterity, and I'm going to do brawl because you're needing to block her. Just try to block her.
Still just 1, but I'm going for it.
So good news, you don't have to roll. She botched.
Sweet.
She botched. She comes in like and comes down, and you see these fangs just elongate out of her face. And she tries to bite you, and you sort of shove her back and try to push her, and you fall backwards and hit the stairs, and the two of you slide down the stairs. And she's sort of on top of you, hits the bottom, and she goes sliding and kind of hits a wall right near the front door. I'm going to need you to roll me just straight stamina, because you are right now taking 3 points of bashing damage. Or, well, 3 points of damage, it'll go to your body.
I'll spend a willpower to give myself 1 success.
1 success, yep.
Okay.
That is a botch, which does counter a point of willpower. So you hit the ground, put 2 points of bashing damage on your body. And bashing damage is, yeah, 1
And
slash.
so they're both down in the foyer now?
Yeah, you look and they just kind of tumbled down.
And for my minuses here, that's minus dice, right?
That is
Out of my
minus
pool.
dice. Yep. However, that is your physical body. It doesn't affect your ghost form. Those stats on the bottom right are your physical health. In ghost form, you're not going to suffer any
You're
penalties.
going to be a nice purple boy when you zap
She
out.
loses vitality when she takes damage. You guys have it go to your body.
Yeah, I'll just I'll feel it and not feel it. all
Yeah,
at the
that's
same
exactly
time.
how it is. We're back to the top of the order. In Orpheus, I like to roll each round, which hopefully that won't get cumbersome, but
Dex
combats...
and what?
Dex and wits. Combats tend to be pretty brief.
0.
Jesus. So that's a 10. All right, what you got, Raven?
16.
Okay.
13.
13.
All right, I'm going to let him go first this time because he's down there.
So she
And
ran
she is-
past us and attacked him?
Yeah. Oh, and at the end of the turn, the little boy comes kind of running, and he looks down the stairs and clearly still sees you and looks like he's trying to make his way towards you.
Okay, good.
And with that, it is your action again, Raven. Yeah, she, in trying to attack, the drawers kind of got caught up in her feet, and she clearly lost her footing, and the two of them just, and you kind of pressed yourself up against the wall as they tumble right past you.
Tumble down the stairs?
Yep. And she's now on the ground on downstairs.
Is there like that weird rich people carpeting rug stuff on the stairs?
100%, with like the brass rods at each. What are those called? I don't even know.
I want to like the one that's like I could just push it.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
So
like-
you couldn't push it, not physically, because there's those little have you seen those little brass rods that hold it in place? You know what I'm talking about? You guys ever seen that?
I know what you're talking about.
No, I have no idea what they're called.
well then never mind.
Just by the way, on one of the back pages here, dodge is Dex plus Athletics, but
There we
there
go.
is actually a whole thing on each thing, like
Sweet.
parrying and
Ah,
scratching
sweet.
and
Perfect,
striking.
thanks.
I don't really know what I can do.
Move things at will. You can supplement your strength of your poltergeist ability with your vitality to move things. So it's not
But
your
that's just
physical.
but I can also just move things if I manifest, right?
Yes.
No, you can move physical things right now.
Without manifesting?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even need my poltergeist shit unless I wanted to like stay at a distance.
I'm sorry. I meant with your horror, you don't need to manifest. If you
Yeah.
physically want to pick something up in the real world, yeah, you'll have to manifest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can skip my turn.
Okay.
Right now.
Well, we'll let you cut in if you'd like, Sean.
Okay. So, I'm gonna go, so I can enact a stain.
You can indeed tap a point of spite.
I'll tap a point of spite.
And when you tap spite, you roll your permanent spite. You don't actually automatically take it unless I tell you. So don't take anything. You roll what your permanent spite is. Each die that comes up with 7 or more gives you a point of spite.
Not temporary.
The temporary.
Oh, it gives me the temporary.
Yeah, you don't actually just take it. You roll it.
No.
So you take none.
Good.
So you that's how tapping spite works. It basically, the more spite you have, the more likely it is to keep spiraling. So it gets worse and worse in time.
Okay, so I am going dagger tongue. Let me just read it out loud here.
Please.
So,
How do you tap your stain? I thought if you had your stain thing up and it's permanent.
if your spite gets high enough, it stays.
Yeah, but only if your spite gets really high. You can call upon them temporarily, remember? Like you,
Like, you can enact it. Like, you might take spite, but I'll be like, I'm doing it now. So, I have a ranged brawling attack that inflicts strength +1 lethal damage at range.
Mhm.
I know we're pretty close anyway.
yeah.
The disadvantage, I'll start it and then I'll do that, because you'll
All
see
right.
what the disadvantage is.
I mean, you, from deep within yourself, summon this, frankly, aspect of yourself that you hate. And you stand up and feel your tongue swell in your mouth. Go ahead and make that attack roll.
All right. So I'm with ranged. I'm doing strength then. Is that, or well, you know what? Here, the brawl should be here. So, well, I guess I don't understand what it is. Brawl is strength.
Strength plus brawl.
All right. So just strength. No. I got
Just
I'm
a fail.
botched, or
Yeah,
I
but
failed.
you kind of stand and you feel yourself almost hunching, and your tongue just shoots out, and she ducks, and you're in the spirit world, so it doesn't affect the real world, but it kind of slams into the wall, the spirit resonance of this wall, and you sort of pull it back. It's like a whip, sucks back into your mouth.
All right, I have to have basically verbal abuse Tourette's right now.
God, nice.
So I'll like, Rhiannon, I think you're kind of a bitch.
Nice. Love it. Coach.
All right, so they're down the steps from us.
Yes,
so,
they are.
Oh man. So I guess I don't have to spend willpower to leave an object.
Nope.
All right, so I'll kind of dive back out
Congeal
of this,
back into the real world.
and run down the stairs. How far would you say that
Don't worry
is?
about it. You get to the
Gotcha.
bottom. Everything's relative.
Gotcha. So he gets to the bottom, and we're also going to tap into our spite to
Nice.
manifest a stain. We're going to have the hawk's beak manifest itself. And I think, as like when he was hiking and stuff, if he got hangry, and he'd like kind of get a little peckish almost.
Nice.
But he would also kind of go mute and not talk to people also if he was really hungry, and like kind of cut people off that way. So he can deal a melee strength +1 lethal damage attack.
Cool. All right, so
So-
roll, and it's brawl, I presume.
Yeah.
So strength and brawl, please, sir.
Oh, good. So here we go.
She is not attempting to dodge. Ooh, that, sir, is a botch. You run forward and try to beak her, and as you pull back, you feel something, and you realize she has released web on you from somewhere, and you kind of fall to your knees, and web is keeping your arms together.
Cool.
You
I
wanna go?
can't speak now.
You're
They're
just-
downstairs now.
Yeah, and you can make it downstairs.
In
no
like the
problem.
main room.
Yeah, they're right in the entrance foyer, basically.
I think I want to try and pull the curtains off and
Cool.
drop it around her head.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
the
love it.
curtain-
Or over
rods.
her eyes.
Fantastic, love it. All right, go ahead and your horror, I think, is still active. I think it lasts the whole scene, right? So you can now roll your strength to just try to pull them down. And I'm just going to make that strength and athletics.
Can I roll one or
You use
as a
the
base I roll
horror's.
one?
You use the horror's strength. You already paid for it, and it's right now at 2. Remember, you paid the extra vitality.
So what do I roll?
You'll be rolling 2 for
dice.
your strength plus whatever points you have in athletics.
5 and
Whoa.
a 1. The one that gets the 5, right?
And as the 5 wasn't a success, with no successes and 1s, it's a botch.
We are rolling well.
So you try to grab it and pull it down, and you do, but she like quickly moves out of the way, and she looks up out of the window and sees the Escalade sitting out there with the 2 bodies sitting there, with Sarah and Seth, and she looks back to you all and just through the window, and you can see her sort of hunching under the sun, but her long spindly legs, she rushes right towards Seth, and you see her stick a hand on his face and then disappears into him. Your turn.
Oh, yeah.
Dex and what again?
Dex and
Wits?
wits.
Dex
Yep.
and wit, yep.
Wits.
Okay, where you guys at?
11.
6.
14.
Okay, she's first. Damn.
Ugh.
All right. You see Seth just sort of, he blinks a little bit and he looks at Sarah, takes his hand and just backhands her, and she flies back and hits the ground. He's like, what the fuck? And he turns and looks inside the car, puts a hand on the door and just pulls the door. It doesn't break, but it kind of on its side. Coach, it is your turn.
All right, well. So she's open to the door and is standing in the doorway?
Yep. Seth is.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm not, like, restrained to the ground by the web she shot on me?
No, but you are sort of like
That's all right, I need
sort
one
of
arm
stuck
and one
together.
arm only.
Yeah.
I'm going to run forward
Yep.
and put my hand on the car door that they just opened
Nice.
and attempt to become the car door and slam it on them.
Nice. As you're running, Seth turns to you and his eyes are jet black, and you'll touch the door. And yeah, go ahead and I think you need to spend vitality again,
Yep.
right?
Yes, sir. So here we go.
Is it just 1 to inhabit?
For something of that size, 2 is a motorcycle or bookcase, and 1 is a microwave or computer. So
I think a car door is just a 1.
uh,
All right, you.
and it
The
would
door
be,
sort of flashes blue for a second.
oh boy, and I am looking for stamina and crafts. 6 dice. 6 dice. There we go.
There you go.
All right, we're gonna try and slam the door forcefully on her. That's a bummer. That takes that out. But
2 successes still. Yeah, it's Seth is sort of reaching on the door, just rips out of its hand, closes shut, and you lock it, and you're like bracing as the door. You're like bracing yourself.
holding the lock inside the door.
Yeah, shut your next.
Oh, wait, was she a 10? Oh,
She was a
sorry.
6, right?
I was a 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then it is you, Raven. Sorry.
So he just tried to hit her with a car.
He slammed the door shut, so Seth couldn't open the door to get to their bodies.
And I'm like still in the house right now. She's run out to the
Yeah,
car.
you're basically right at the landing of the stairs. Pulled the curtains down. The front door is wide open right now. Sarah's out there like, oh my God, what's going on?
Okay, so I'll call out. So you're leaving the kid with us now?
Good. Go ahead and roll manipulation and intimidate, I think? Intimidation?
7452.
Alright, so 1 success. Seth sort of turns, cocks ahead, sort of is staring inside, seemingly somewhat undecided how to act. You're
Kid's
up, Sean.
still coming towards me because
Kid is still kind of creeping down the stairs.
All right. It doesn't say where the. I guess I would get to a point that would make sense to make the ranged attack. I don't know how far the range is.
Yeah,
on a
it's all
ranged
pretty.
attack.
Just
Yeah.
remember, the range is whatever the range of massive, crazy tongue would be.
All right. So
Probably like 15 feet.
can I get to the point where I? Can
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will again with a dagger tongue try to.
All right. Cool.
I think that's just my strength.
I'm going to give you a difficulty 5 because she distracted Seth, and he's kind of like not in a combat stance right now.
I'll spend a willpower.
All
No,
right.
I won't spend a willpower. I got 1 success.
All right, so it does strength plus, what was it?
Plus 1 lethal
And then you do, for each success after the first, it's an extra damage, so you're just doing strength plus 1.
Right, so it takes 4 damage.
Okay. And that is lethal, right?
That is
So
lethal.
no soaking. All right. Your tongue lashes out and it cuts across Seth, but it's in the spirit world. And as it licks out, you sort of see her spindly body kind of pulled out, and Seth collapses on the ground. You see some blood run down his nose, and she's now kind of standing by the car like, "Ah!"
I'm going to attempt to not say something shitty, so I need to make a willpower roll.
Nice.
Which will end it essentially for the scene. But difficulty 7 willpower roll. Do I just?
You just roll your permanent willpower. I'm going to make that automatic. There's no reason to roll it. You can end it.
All right. I'll start to be like, Tanner, I think you. And I'll be like, and I'll cough out.
A dagger.
I'll cough out some like black oil or something like that, like
yeah.
the abuse.
All right, let's roll initiative one more time.
Oh, good.
I got a 7.
10.
I got a 7.
Okay, we're going this way. Okay, it is her turn. She comes pushing past you all, just spindly legs, and she gets up the stairs and puts her hands out. And she's like, "Timmy!" And he's like, "No!" And that is her turn. She runs to him and is like, kind of grabbing him. She's not being forceful yet, but she's looking sort of desperate, just on these long, spindly legs, taking these long strides. Raven.
This is gonna be a huge shot in the dark.
Hit me.
She's spidery, right?
She is spidery.
Okay. I'm gonna try and take a vase and dump it on her, and hopefully the water does something. Spiders don't like water, do they?
Unless it's a water spider, but
I don't know.
I can dig that. Do
Yeah.
it. You've already got the horror. Go ahead. Just make me a the dex from your horror, which is going to be 2. And yeah, I'll call that melee still. It's with a thing, so I think you're just rolling 2 dice. But later you can rejig to put some points in melee. There you go. You know what? I'm gonna let it ride. You got 1 success. In the way you got there, it just smashes into her. And the water sort of hits her, and she just seems to be taken out of the moment where she was like almost lulling back into motherly. She's like, and turns to you all, and her eyes blink strangely. She's distracted.
Hoping her legs would curl up.
Didn't quite turn out that way. John.
All right, I'm gonna make my attack again. I got I guess I got 1 because the difficulty's back to 6, right?
Yeah.
So
No, I'm sorry. It is 5. She's distracting her.
Okay, so I got
you're hitting her
I got 2
early.
successes. I mean, I think it's probably things like you don't deserve to be a mother. Like mothers don't steal children.
And this is your tongue still?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you're saying that. And she kind of turns unawares, and the tongue like cuts across her face, and she kind of looks back like less menaced and more human looking, and like a deep sadness on her face. Coach. She sort of like drops a little bit.
all right. Well, we are going to zip out of the car door, run at her, and attempt to hawkspeak again. So we're going to call on this bite again.
Okay.
Whew. All right. So 2 3s.
On your attack? Yeah.
No, on the
spite. Yeah,
yes.
you're good on the spite.
So no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
you lost it when you went into the corridor. Gotcha.
and then I am going to make that it's a brawl check, I believe.
So that's strength and brawl.
Yeah, melee. So strength and brawl. Oh, that's good. Here we go. Now we're gonna.
All right, spin it up. Last divine. Ooh. You run up and just try to grapple her, but the thing is, as you get there, she's looking at you, and she's like her limbs are shrinking into themselves. And you walk up and kind of grab her, and she's already turning to Gossamer, and she just turns to him, and she's like, "Sorry," and she just sort of melts on the stairs into nothing. And you hear Sarah out top, "What the fuck, Seth?" And he's like, I don't know what that was. And the little boy's like, I think my mom's still upstairs. I've heard her crying some nights.
I guess I still got the thing on, so he's reached me.
Yeah.
I think paternally, kind of pat him and give him a little hug.
Yeah.
Well, let's go get your mom.
And you hear them outside just like, I don't know what that was. And she's like, can't believe that. Anyone intervene with them at all?
I'm not even.
All right.
Tanner, that's
up
all
to
you.
you,
Yeah,
Tanner.
I think Tanner would kind of look back and be like, I'm gonna see if I can't fix this. I'm gonna go
I'm
head
like,
back
I'll
to
be
my
like,
body.
got it.
Give me a call if you need help. Throw something out the window.
Gotcha.
And then he'll zip back to his normal body and wake up.
Okay, yeah, you kind of snap awake and sit up, and you look over at Lee, and he seems fine.
Does he look like he's taken
Nothing
any
you see.
physical harm?
Nope. You open the
cute.
door, and they kind of stop, and they're like, "What was that?"
I don't know how much I can tell you, but you didn't mean to do that. He didn't actually mean to do that, so you shouldn't hold it against him.
All right, she's like, "All right, we're done with this. I'm going back to the Walmart. I can get that shift position. We're not doing this anymore." And he's like, "Yeah, no, babe, we're definitely not doing this anymore." And with that, our scene cuts to you. The boy is getting weak, and you're carrying him now.
I'll carry him this way.
And the two of you walk upstairs, and the spider webs seem to be sort of like, almost like they're turning to dust around you. They're like curling up and turning to dust. And you lead up some stairs that lead into an attic. And in here, the spider webs are thick, and hanging from the ceiling, you see a cocoon, human size.
You think you can cut or knock that down with something? Like,
Yeah, knife's like really. You got a pocket knife on you?
I think I'd like to reach into my pocket and maybe roll for it. I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, I think you're sort of like, oh shit, I guess I do have a pocket knife.
I'm okay with
Things within reason are there. Yeah.
I mean, he probably definitely.
He
would.
definitely has a pocket knife.
You actually, in fact, probably see one hanging, a
On his
machete
belt.
size,
Yeah.
hanging on his side.
That's reasonable.
Mine is not like his. I think it is legitimately a Swiss Army knife with a blade
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
like that big. Like, I don't know if it's gonna help.
I'll be right back. So I'll run, just grab his.
Okay.
It's just shoot.
Well, you're not projected anymore.
It's true.
You see her come running downstairs.
Do you need? Is something wrong?
Can I like?
It's not on his physical body. He doesn't take it to work with
You'll
him.
have to project again.
Yeah, but
Dude, I'll just go in the kitchen and get.
Just
the knife.
project. You project.
I'll
It
just
doesn't
go in the
matter.
kitchen and get a
You
knife.
project
It's
and come
fine.
upstairs with him. She
Yeah.
uses your
It'd be
knife.
so much. I would just run in. If I saw, I wouldn't. I would have been smart enough to know not to
All right.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact,
I would
you
run in the kitchen.
and all the steak knives from the things
Yeah.
come out, and as you walk upstairs, they're just kind of swirling around you. And you walk upstairs, and the boy is just like, "Is that my mom?"
I think it might be, and we're gonna. And Rhiannon is gonna get her out of there.
So, do you think she's okay?
Yeah, I do.
You come upstairs, knives just swirling around you. You reach up and they sort of one by one assault it. And just as it starts to fall, you reach out, all the knives clatter to the ground, and you catch the cocoon, kind of lay it down. Grab one of the knives and slice it open, and you see a woman in there, arms folded. She looks up at you and she's like, "Where am I? Where am I?"
You're home.
Laura?
She's like, covered in spiderwebs. She's like, "Oh, my baby." And he's like, "Mommy." They hug. And she's like, what is this place? How did I get here?
I'll take off my spectral glasses. Laura, what's the last thing you remember?
She's brushing his hair, and then her face turns sour, and she's like, "I remember those men."
Well, unfortunately, Laura, you've passed on beyond life, but you got caught somewhere in between the step, and you just got to go a little farther. You and Tommy together.
She looks at you a little confused, and Tommy's like, "Don't worry, Mom, I think I know." She's like, "All right, baby." Looks at you all, and you watch as the two of them hold hands and stand up, and suddenly a crack appears in space-time and bright white light. And it's almost pushing you back. This white light filling your vision, and the two of them take 2 steps forward, and then they are gone.
I would like to have reached out and grabbed Rhiannon's hand. Just reflexively, instinctively, I think looking for her strengths. Like he wanted it.
Yeah. You find her strength, and you find his paternal instincts, and both of you have these incredibly complex feelings passing between you. Even down outside, you feel like suddenly weight is lifted off your shoulders. And the two of you are now standing there. The spider webs have completely burned into nothingness, and there's a single circular window where the sun is shining in, filling the attic with light. And Tommy and Laura are no longer.
How you feeling?
I mean, I honestly feel bad for those guys in prison. I mean, they did what they did. And they got in a situation. But it's all twisted and fucked up. And I feel a lot of fucked up things about it.
It's pretty fucking complicated.
So you join them
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah.
You clearly saw, you even maybe saw some white lights
Yeah.
upstairs. You guys hear the footsteps coming up, and you're in your body?
Yeah, dead-eyes.
Yeah,
But
dead-eyed.
that was an adventure, to say the least. But
Those things that you guys did, I kept I don't know, I thought maybe it's something we could all do, and I kept trying to do it, but I couldn't feel anything, so I don't know. Maybe I didn't read through all the papers that they gave me, so maybe I should just go back.
it'll be something we can work on. That training room is open at all times. We can.
But they all saw you grab the drawers, grab the knives. You definitely did some
it was
stuff.
me explaining that I didn't use my stain.
Gotcha. Oh,
yeah,
the
yeah.
stains.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry,
I
gotcha.
think it'd be honestly, Rhiannon, might be good that you're having trouble with it. I don't know that came from a
Good place.
good place. That came from rage. That came from
Hate.
I just wanted to do anything I thought I could to strike back at that thing for taking that boy. And the only thing I got is my words, especially as I'm older.
Well,
I'm sorry I called you a bitch.
I don't mind. I call myself a bitch. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, damn, yes, bitch.
I think that's a different context.
It's all the same.
Either way, I'm happy that those two are, I guess, at peace. They're not in a spider web.
They're better off
Lady.
than they were now. That other woman, though, was clearly a ghost at one point, and still was until the end.
And she knew what she was looking at when she was looking at our little things.
She knew that. She knew that she had power, too. She was aware that she had...
She was exactly what Jill and Ted were talking about. She knew exactly about your line. She knew to go for our bodies.
She did know to go. Yeah, she didn't just notice it. She knew that she could hurt our bodies. And she wasn't limited to this place.
You know what's kind of fucked up? I mean, I guess it's not fucked up. Anything's like a possibility at this point, and I doubt they'd say anything. But what happens when Orpheus employees go rogue? Like, what if that could be one of us? With the inside secrets?
It'd be difficult to do for a sleeper, but skimmers like us, yeah, I suppose it's possible. I suppose it's just so fresh right now that I doubt anybody who's left that they haven't kept tracks on who's been employed. It's so new. It's easy right now.
There could even be some other company
Could be.
keeping somebody asleep for, I don't know, how long am I asleep? A week? Keep them
But-
asleep for longer? Who even knows?
There are other
Just
companies.
a thought that it could be somebody who knows the deal.
Wow. If it's not now, it's certainly bound to happen the further it goes on. The more people who get in, the more people can do other things. We'll start running into other projectors, maybe even another Orpheus, but yeah, maybe another company figures out how to do it too.
Oh, that opens a can of worms. Ghost warfare. Government gets their hand on this.
Oh, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I spent 20 years getting ahead of myself, and it hasn't done too much good.
I am interested to see Tommy Bahama's reaction to our everyday job. Sorry, Tyler.
Mr. Vineyard Vines himself.
Yeah, that, you know.
Don't say that to him. If you want to put a sin on him, it's pride.
And with that, we cut to you all in your Orpheus briefing room. And Tyler...
Do I feel okay?
No. When you go back to your body, I mean, you're not bad, but you're definitely like, oh, shit. Like, you got some bruised ribs on the side, and
I'd
your
like
back.
to pull it up and have them look at it.
Yeah.
Oh man, you missed purple, you're straight green.
Alright, you can drive then.
I gotcha.
But yeah, sorry. I was
Yeah,
just
no,
curious.
no worries. Yeah, you get back to Orpheus, and Tyler does come in. In fact, it's end of the day, so his tie is loose, and he is, in fact, in a perfectly tailored suit. Shoes clacking on the marble floors, and he's like, hey, all right. You guys back already, huh? Quick one, huh? Saw you went out to the correctional facility. Get anything from those guys?
Yeah, actually we did.
It's like, all right, great.
Something a bit strange.
Hmm.
So they both apparently were on pigment,
Sure, yeah.
but it sounded
Explains
like
a lot.
it went beyond just that. One of them said they both were pretty apologetic in a very genuine way. So they heard a sweet voice that felt like it was moving his hand to kill this woman and this boy because it wanted a boy. And when we got there,
That wasn't its mom.
this entity was grotesque. Knew
Spider-like.
Off the air. Sorry.
knew that it had
There's a lot of noise.
powers, knew that it could damage our bodies, and saw those tethers to us. And it was powerful.
It's like, shit, that's not good. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it was.
Otherwise, it was pretty run-of-the-mill job, just like you said. I think we're all three of us really excited to get the next one.
He's like, you don't have to have this job if you don't want it. As for that, this was a paying gig through the end of the week, so far as I see, you guys can take the next 2 days off if it's a little too rough for you. Expect to see you back Monday. I mean, unless you can't hack it.
She wasn't being shitty about it. She was
I'm sorry. I thought you were being sarcastic.
she was trying to get them to shut up.
Oh, I got you. All right, let me unwind it then. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have reacted that way. He'd be like, "Yeah, all right, great. Well, hey, good news. Paid through Friday, so you guys got the next couple days. Come in, work on your skills, get to know each other a little bit. Hopefully, what is it? Emily will be back by then."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, great work, guys. I'll go contact Mr. Roberts, let him know that things were resolved peacefully, and I'll look over your final report and relay the information to him.
How detailed does this report need to be? Just the basics, or do you want us to...
I was like, just the basics are all right with me.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I'll kind of wing it otherwise.
Gotcha.
Hey, great work, guys. I hope it wasn't too stressful. Some of these get a little rough, but you guys did great. Hey, second day, huh? Already knocked one job out in the first day? I'll send the final report Friday afternoon. Still going to pay the full amount, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Prater.
So, yeah, thank you guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thanks for the opportunity.
It's like, yeah, of course. Shit, yeah. It's like, Crucible 7. All right. Turns around and walks out the door, and you hear him whistle.
And to
closes
them,
the door.
I'd be like, there's a bar right down the street that's pretty quiet, and I don't think we're going to run into anybody that is there.
Does it have dweebs like that?
That's what I just said.
Cool. I'm about it.
If not there, I got somewhere else too. But let's hit your place first.
Also, would y'all care if we turn this table into a ping pong table one day? That'd be cool.
We'll talk about it.
Man. All right.
And we'll cut to our final scene in a bar. Did you guys want to have a conversation? I will say, on the way, immediately next to the bar, you see another one of those churches of the Sacred Mother. Seems to be pretty empty right now. A couple of people wandering around through the big, former storefront windows, and you can see people are drinking, styrofoam coffee and talking to each other. But go into the bar. It's early enough. They got their happy hour specials. You guys get a booth.
I'll make myself look like
you
a thing.
manifest. Yeah, don't worry about track and vitality. Next time we come back, you can be full.
Okay. I don't think we should tell him about that sort of thing, based on our conversation we had earlier with
Jill and Ted.
Jill and Ted.
With Jill and Ted, it seems
Jill
like
and Ted's bogus journey. Sorry.
this, I don't know, that sort of thing, they seemed kind of weird about it. They didn't want to talk about it, and Jill seemed to want to quiet him down about it. So I just have a feeling that they don't give a shit.
That those demi-forms, I guess, are out there. Spider
Ted
ladies.
said he mentioned it, and that everyone thought he was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And I'm sure multiple of us have seen some of this weird fucked up shit, and nobody's talking about it for a reason. Because you probably get fired, or they do some weird shit to you.
In interest for your safety, because you're still there, we should probably keep that on the low until we're more sure of things, for sure.
I mean, if you want to think about it that way, but also Mama needs a paycheck.
True.
Look, at this point, clearly a lot of people know about it, and it's what they don't want to talk about. It's cleaning the toilets at work. It's not something you want to do. I don't know that it necessarily needs to be any more nefarious than that. They don't want to advertise that there's some fucked up shit out there. Prater specifically, I'm sure, doesn't want to deal with that.
Like he said, he just wants...
Book open, book closed.
Yep.
We'll sit on it. We'll know. If it gets that much worse, we'll figure out who to talk to, but right now...
We know who to talk to.
Who?
You shaved this morning?
Yeah?
Who for? Was it for me?
Oh, I don't know that he'll indicate one way or another. They've gotten to know each other a lot. I think maybe initially he was about to be like, no, but they've also now shared this vitality that I think he's not convinced one way or another, but he's like, well, I suppose we'll figure out soon enough. but we'll keep it quiet for now. But document it.
We should bring Emily into the loop when she gets back, too. Do the same thing Jill and Ted did for us. Don't let her jump in, head first to the shallow end.
We can bring her in, but I don't think we talk about it to anybody else. Maybe if Jill and Ted bring it up. I mean, honestly, not even Jill. I like her, but
No.
maybe Ted, maybe not. I don't trust anybody.
No, but I think Emily needs to be brought into it if we're going to all be working together.
If she shows up.
She's gonna show up. I don't think she could get rattled. She'll be here. We'll let her know, but we won't talk about it in other words. But we document it. We keep it in mind. Paper. Don't make it digital, especially not on a company computer. Just keep it in mind. But also, I think we might be overreacting. He doesn't think they're overreacting, but I'm gonna.
And you all
anyway.
both know.
Yeah.
Like, as you've already shared vitality just for one day, you just know the mannerisms that belie he's bullshitting you. And as our camera pans out from this bar, we see what's going on inside that Church of the Sacred Mother. You just see some people talking. They're having a conversation. Pans over and you see someone making one of those sandwich-style doomsday signs. And it says, "The end is nigh. Hug your grandma." And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we bring the first official episode of Orpheus to a close. Join us next Sunday as Crucible 7 continues unraveling the mysteries of the spirit world. Thanks everyone for joining us. Appreciate it. You guys have a good time?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Some creepy, spooky PLEs.
Skeletons.
Skeletons.
PLEs. I forgot.
PLEs.
Yeah, man.
Bitch PLE.
We.
Nice.
I've been waiting for like 3
That's
days to say
awesome.
that.
That's awesome.
Do I add this to my...
Yes, so everyone's going to get 2 experience because you, in fact, closed out somebody's
Oh, yeah.
And
tethers.
then I add 1.
You add
right?
1. You get 3. You get
I
a
would
3
have.
for
I would have given this out to Coach.
All right. Well, then everybody just go ahead and take 3 then. I guess for a 3 for a game, it's, no one's really getting a bonus. It was, in fact, hug your grandma. The end is nigh. Hug your grandma. All right. Let's go launch a raid, everybody. See y'all next time.
Hold on loosely. That was...
fucking
Yeah, man.